You don't know. You're not there.
Hi everybody, welcome to Dice 2, brought to you by Once Upon a D20, especially whenever I unmute my fucking microphone. So,
Oh no.
Thanks for joining us.
I'm just gonna have to. Yes, this is what we get whenever Teddy's not here. Me. So.
You do sound a
right.
little under the weather still. Your voice is like a couple tones lower.
It is, though this is a different sickness. That's why I said I'm perhaps not better, but I'm at least not dying as bad. And if that's all I can hope for right now, it's what I'm gonna take.
So you're saying you're not down with the sickness?
I am currently not down with the sickness, but it also has not quite given me up. It is, however, so
it wishes it could quit you.
It does.
Yes, but is it your?
Oh,
is it your old
fucked
friend?
up a thing. I fucked up a thing.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
What was her initiative order? Jeremy says, making sure to actually, because I know the dwarf lady had just crazy initiative.
The storm was last.
That's true. That's true. Mm-hmm.
We are indeed on Shadow's turn, though. I believe
we are indeed on Shadow's turn, but it's the after I accidentally when I deleted tokens earlier to change things, I accidentally deleted where people were in the turn order, and I remembered the one lady's initiative. But her companion, I did not remember, and so I just set it up for me to fix it later, fix it in post, and then I didn't fix it in post. So that's all the way back to crafting rolls. Where's our initiative rolls for murder? We love murder. Give it to us.
Well, probably shouldn't say that publicly.
In Dungeons and Dragons. There we go. That's all we needed.
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft. That's the one. Okay, there we are.
No, you misheard him. He said we love hors d'oeuvres.
Yes, we love hors d'oeuvres. We do love hors d'oeuvres. Don't threaten me with a great time.
What murder?
What? 22. That's what hers was.
No,
well,
you misunderstood.
But...
He was talking about crows.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Yes. Okay, now it's in the proper order.
You could say a whole murder.
A whole murder? Love that for you.
But with Odin, it's only an attempted murder.
I'm sure people watched me get that like in real time.
So.
Oh my god.
There we go. Yeah, getting us off to a good start.
I had a delay there.
Oh my god.
Getting us off to a good start. So when last we left off, the Emerald Lake had taken off on a ship, had some troubles, not the least of which being a particularly piquant companion whom occasionally gets a little bitey, apparently. But they figured out how to handle that. And then they found out that there was somebody on board who wanted to murder them. And then they found out that there were two somebodies.
And now there's a whole different somebody.
And now one of them...
somebodies is possessed.
One of those somebodies is possessed of another somebody who nobody likes, really, if you think about it. But in the meantime, Shadow, it's your turn. Oh, wait, Shadow's not here. Does anybody want to Jaeger for him? Or am I just going to make it happen?
Shadows, who is Teddy's Jaeger? Like, who is Teddy's...
I believe that's me.
I believe that might be true.
I don't even know.
You do know Shadow's mechanics the best, for sure.
I was about to say, he is too power game for me to try to Jaeger him.
Oh,
Yeah, give me just a moment because I'm actually only just logging into Roll20 and it's taking me
notice
a
the
little while.
subtle shade from Ro there.
That
All
was
right,
self-shade.
Then in the
Yeah,
meantime, I'll just burn Captain Quince's turn real quick, and Captain Quince's turn will be. Where did it go? Where did it go? And she starts cranking the wheel and throwing it hard to port, and kind of pulls on a mechanism on the wheel itself that it looks like there's a couple of extra little levers there, and she pulls while turning, and it kind of causes the boat to go into a little bit of a dive.
My brain auto-filled what you were saying, and you said starts throwing, and I said throwing it back. Like, I just started, like, I imagined...
We're bringing it back.
Throwing it back.
Are you imagining the
We're
boat?
throwing it, we're
Oh,
throwing it.
God, digging with it.
Fireball!
DMCA. Anyway,
No fireballs for Akira. We see how
Well-
that happens in houses.
I know what Shade is doing.
Okay.
You do know what Shade is doing.
Shadow.
You mean Shadow?
I do also know what Shade's doing, kind of.
Shadio.
we actually really don't know what Shadow.
Shadio. Shadow is going to...
It was me,
He's
Dio.
about there. So he is going to...
Yeah, he's right there.
I feel like he's not moved for at least a round. Maybe, I don't know.
I think he used the crazy run to get
there?
over there. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
which is
Behind
why
each other.
why at the end of last game he was like, "Damn you, Jeremy."
Oh, yeah. Okay, so he can still dash, move, and bonus action dash, which is still 150.
Yeah, it's still just a little quick.
Oh, there's a hole there as well that I
Oh,
made.
that's true.
He could
Yeah.
just come through the hole much faster.
Meh.
So like 25 feet to there. Oops.
There's a hole in the bottom of the ship.
25 feet drop. We'll say that uses like 10 feet of movement.
So that's 35.
35.
We're still in the first movement.
Yep. Yep.
I would actually say he moves to there.
You guys crazy, by the way. Just want to say that.
And then
Gotcha.
maybe gets a bead on that person unless the door's shut.
The door has not been shut, much to their chagrin.
Well then, I believe he has a bead and his full action left still.
Funny that, and advantage on anything, really.
Exactly, yes. So he's gonna whip out that shadowed moonbow and take
boy.
a sharpshooter shot.
I did not endorse
Can
that.
I toggle that on this one? I
I
can
don't
toggle
shoot.
that.
You should.
Sharp shoot them.
Does he on your initial strike? Okay, so he still gets that. He's not. He doesn't get that. Where's the
For me, sharpshoot comes up as a separate attack.
Well, that's because I actually
You
built
did that
your.
for me.
Yeah, I built that into
You're
your
so
inventory.
I don't
Because
know how
I
to do
think
that for
it's-
him, unfortunately.
I think it's hard to have to worry about all that.
Oh,
I think it's the
Minus
right.
5.
That is, I find that to be most sexcellent.
Bless you.
Oh.
All right, so sharpshooting that 22.
minus 5, yeah.
22 becomes a 17. And that 17 will miss.
Okay, he has 2 attacks, so he'll
That's
do
all
it
right. He
again.
got more. I'll say it's okay. Shoot again.
Bit more fire.
A 25 is a lot. That's so much, really. If you think about
What am I
it.
drifting into here?
Jeremy, could you do me a favor?
Does it hit though?
I have to double check the thing. Jeremy says, having actually definitely not forgotten to bring up all the character sheets he needs. That definitely is part. That is definitely part of that hour that he took to get ready to go. For fuck's sake, it's fine.
And ignore my need of a question. I answered it myself.
You are so smart. We love that.
Thank
All
you.
right.
You.
Okay. And I
With
cannot
that one,
afford
yes,
any
with a
buffs for
25,
that.
a 25 will still hit.
Okay, good. I was like, good, because I can't afford any player buffs right now. Okay, so then we'll roll some damage.
Oh, like DiMaggio, baby.
That is, I think he gets the radiant from the moonbow, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it is kind of your, I believe it's choice as to what works. What
Sure.
type of damage?
We'll just keep it radiant. Because that'll be 26. No, plus 10 because sharpshooter. 36 points of damage.
We love that.
We'd love to see it.
And for his bonus action, he believe he even still has movement. Technically.
He does still have. What's his normal movement?
50.
50. Okay, yeah, he still has like 5 feet of movement after all that, and then has a bonus action.
So he'll move like up on top of this keg thing, kind of out of the way, and I guess try to use his bonus action to hide.
All right, throw a stealth. I think that's also an advantage, even if he didn't already have all the extra advantage.
Yeah, it just popped up with a lot of things that give him advantage as I clicked the skill roll. So yeah, I think he does.
Stacking advantage. Whoa.
Wow, that's really low.
Well, I'll say that's okay. It didn't incorporate the fact that it can't go below a 25. So.
Oh, right. So it is a 25.
All right, so just tucking back like he's running away, tumbling back, and then getting very
Maybe
quiet.
to go down the stairs or something.
Yeah, exactly. There's
Pretending
stairs
to.
over there. There's stairs over there, obviously.
Yeah.
All right, and knocked her the fuck out. Akira.
Yes.
You are both upon the deck and on deck.
Oh, it's my turn already. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got there. You're flying off the side over there, wings out.
Okay.
Barbecue sauce on your cheekbone.
Thank
I don't know.
Okay. I know that she flew inside. I know that the storm is going to get her. So it's more a case of me playing a high stakes game of cat and mouse. Because there's no
dead last. Somebody else is getting into it.
Yeah, you had the
real.
Yeah, you had the storm just roared out, and people are rushing down there. There was the flash up top and the flash down below when they disappeared, and you dove off to the side to see if they were out there. They weren't out there, and then you kind of have that angle on the room right here.
So I have the angle, so I can shoot something into that room and still continue. And okay, so can I see her?
Yeah, you can see her.
Okay.
Probably even better if you just kind of adjusted your distance about that far.
Okay, I'll take that little jaunt over. We may have
10 whole feet.
Yes. I'll take that jaunt over, see her in, whip out the other staff, spin all the motes, and gonna unload another clip of magic missile at her. Let me go to my D&D Beyond app. Boop.
As you
Hold
do.
on.
Wait, did it jump onto a different sound? Jeremy all of a sudden realizes that we're not in battle music anymore. Ah, battle music. Teddy, we miss you. Drive safe.
Hopefully this rolls it. It did not roll it correctly.
Technically,
So
this is our end music, but this is also the Pirates theme, and it just makes sense.
Did that come over for you, Jeremy?
Looks like it did.
Uh,
Oh
Did
wait,
it?
maybe not. That came through from a storm.
I
That was
don't
the previous
see
roll, so I
things.
don't see
Maybe I'm blind. Maybe I'm just crazy.
Look
Okay.
at whatever transmits D&D Beyond directly to the DM. Maybe.
Oh, in the campaign.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where are you? Dice Soup Stream. There you are. I have way too many things over there. Oh, there's a magic
Yeah.
missiles.
Yeah, because I had to roll it from my phone app.
Big 4. All right, and that was you were dumping a second clip off of which staff are you dumping this?
This
other
one
clip?
is coming from the headmasters.
All right. How many more charges do you have left on that one?
That 2.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, 2. Yeah.
It has just enough to hard bomb twice, and that's about it. So maxed out. That's 4 times 11 bolts. Yeah. Whoa. Woof, as some might say. As you just get an angle, good enough for magic. Boom! And they just go flying through the window, kind of one at a time, but also all at once. Just that chain, that snake of 11 bolts all on each other's back, and just and slam into him. Knock. You see this being get just blasted.
Yeeted?
Lit up.
Did someone get yeeted to Jotunheim?
Not quite to Jotunheim yet, but they're getting blasted.
And right
Across the hall
after
from
I,
Yeah.
I said what I said.
so that okay. So that I just cast this. No, I used the weapon. So that's attack 1. So I have a second attack.
No, that's the magic action. You used magic
That's
action
the magic action.
to brow.
Got you. I'm slowly getting stuff up on my computer, so bear with me. After that, I'm gonna need her to make a dexterity saving throw as I unleash the breath weapon in that tight little spot.
Psychic, right?
How big is that? Oh wait, you can angle it away from the upper deck. All right.
DC 17 dexterity saving throw,
Oh yeah.
and she'll still take half even if she passes.
Deck shave.
Dave.
Well, what was the
17.
17? Well, then that is going to use one of those.
Legendary resistance.
Yeah. They can't afford not to.
All right, they'll still take half of 11. Wow, that was 3d10, and I barely got above 10.
I mean, at the point that they're at right now, that's a significant amount of damage. All right. If that's...
So that's attack. So that would be attack 1.
No, the okay, so using your bonus action,
And
are
then
you
bonus
just
action.
well? No, using your bonus action, you'd be able to use either your martial arts attack to do the breath weapon, or you could flurry of blows and have 3. Do you have the key points to do that?
Yes, I do. I haven't spent that many yet.
All right, well then burn a key point, and you've got 2 more attacks of your choice.
The arms can reach her, so.
Oh, you got to get a little close.
close.
You got to get a little closer to the
Okay.
ship. But yeah, easy to do. You just kind of fly over, and your regular arms holding on to the boat itself as your spirit arms, your key arms.
Actually, because since I know this is that Fae lady, I'm gonna hold on to the side of the boat with my feet, cross my normal arms, and only punch her with the psychic arms, as if to let her think that I don't want to touch you. So
I don't know why that's Dragon Ball Z vibes. When they just like crossing arms, but all you see is the flashes of them being punching. Oh yeah, that's badass.
No, that's real.
I love it.
All right,
so
you
that's
got
20.
Yeah, you got 2 more
Does a
throws.
20?
No, you
Does a
just
22
became
hit?
a JoJo character. You're letting your stand fight for you while you pose.
It's true.
I
22 does hit.
Does hit. Okay, so then that first one hits. Second one is a 21. Does that hit?
Actually, roll one more time, but with advantage because you got caught by the big shout. So those 2 rolls, the 22 hits.
Oh, well.
No, roll one more time. You were supposed to roll at advantage. Okay, in that case, yes, the 22 hits, the 20 does not.
Okay, and so then one more.
No, you use the one more
that's
on
it.
your breath weapon. Yeah.
Okay, on the breath weapon. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You're okay. You're okay.
So
you
this
have
one,
you have a crazy action economy, some might say.
and I'm gonna spend the key point to stunning strike.
What does it cost me to take a crazy action?
So little.
A little
So-
bit of your mental health.
DC 18 con save. Because I'm gonna add the key point to this one hit for a stunning strike.
That rolled off of a 13 on the die, for the record, using the last one of their legendary resistances because they do not want
it
to
all
be
gone down.
stunned here.
Job well done, Akira. Akira is going to hightail it since I have so much movement left.
Oh yeah, are you going up, down, out? Where are you going?
Akira is going to
Lounging
fly
on the fucking
over.
sail, like.
Yeah, so Akira is going to throw through the breath weapon, and then hit the punch, and then just kind of laugh, and you know what? Very immaturely, give her a raspberry as I fly up and towards Glorious and Eredrin.
All right, flying up and over. I mean,
The
if you're doing
Eredrin's
that,
so
if
happy
you're doing
there.
that, honest
He's
to
ready
God,
to
you can
murder.
get there.
So excited. It's my turn. I'm so excited.
All right, Eredrin, you are up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. First
I,
things first.
I psychically high five Eredrin as if I'm tagging him in for his turn to go.
Like, you can see Eredrin's just like bouncing, just like, let me at him. Eredrin's going to move down the hole. Before moving down the hole, he's going to drop his echo right at the edge of the hole.
That's definitely what he said.
Yes, it is. So I end up right about here, correct?
Yeah, dropping down there. Yep.
Cool. I already measured this out. I still have the movement. From right here, however, before I even get into anything, what kind of coverage would you consider Kieran under?
Do you have sharpshooter yet?
I do have sharpshooter, so it doesn't matter, does it?
None.
Perfect. Fantastic. Because first things first, I'm using lightning launcher. For the first time, I'm just like, I pop down. I'm like, you said you wanted to see the real me. And so I'm going to use lightning launcher.
Ooh.
I almost knocked
What does that
everything
do?
over. Wow.
It launches lightning.
I never would have guessed. I don't know how you call that.
26.
Such a complicated
Roll
name.
again, just in case you crit. That's why.
Oh,
That's
this
why I
is
hit all.
advantage?
No, that's why I hit all of you with the little clock thing. Those of you who were affected by Storm's zealous presence, zealous shout.
Indeed.
But with that, also, because of what your lightning launcher is, and because you have advantage, you also get sneak attack damage on this one. Also, if you read the text of your lightning launcher, with one of your attacks, you add an extra d6 of lightning.
I would love to add an extra d6.
I have used an armorer before myself, so I like making sure that if somebody braves that route, that they know all the things they know how to do. So yeah,
I would love to use that extra
go
d6.
just go ahead and just hit the button, big buttons.
And then 4 extra d6 coming your way. Oh, big numbies.
We do love a big numbie.
3 6s and a 4.
God damn.
All
So
right,
that's 28 lightning damage.
Ooh.
lightning courses over
Zap,
them.
zap.
Yeah, and for like kind of flavor, he just like holds his hand up, and this amethyst geo just kind of pops out of his copper pot armor, copper skin.
Yeah. Integrated,
And yeah.
integrated right into the wrist, and then just sliding up to your palm as you. They seem to be tanking the lightning damage a bit, but it is still hurting them.
Oh, tanking the lightning damage. Cool. Well, then this is the time for fuckery.
But it still
That
hurt
is
them.
hilarious.
It still hurt them.
That slither of HP. I could just see that one singular line.
Well,
The
good
light
thing I have
draining
at least one more attack. This next attack. Ooh,
We're listening.
but what do I want to do for my next attack?
All the attacks.
Killer.
How would I like to ruin his day?
You know what? Yeah. And just with that same hand, just kind of flick it forward, slinging a psychic blade.
Nice.
Thought you were gonna spank him.
Is that guy blind?
Fair point. Is this still advantage or?
Oh
is
yeah,
it just
oh
a-
yeah. No, it's everything until the start of Storm's next turn.
I'm assuming a 29 hits.
You assume correctly.
Awesome.
This does
Bold
not
you
have all the
assume.
extra. Yeah, this is not all the extra bullshit. This is just the blade. Only 8 damage. So
Only
mu-
8. It's better
so
than
much
nothing.
damage. Oh no, that's so much damage right now. Anything else?
still alive?
Anything else you got right now?
Well, I happen to have another Unleash Incarnation.
That is somebody up there right now.
I mean, he has movement if he doesn't have. So he doesn't have line of sight up top?
Does not. Just the way.
Okay, cool.
The way. Oh wait, hold on. Way over there. No, the.
I figured it was a pretty steep angle.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
cool.
A,
So
it's a steep angle and the walls that are in the way and everything.
since he has movement still, because I summoned him there, he'll end up right there,
Okay.
holding a greatsword
That is a thing that he do.
and swinging.
Ignore that. Sorry.
First off, don't be sorry. Second off,
24.
that 24 does hit.
15.
Oof.
Eredrin, in this moment, do you do you have any hint of mercy, of wanting to negotiate, wanting to talk with this being?
Just right before calling back.
No. Well, what I mean to say is, do you spare its life, or do you extinguish it entirely?
Would I know from what we have spoken about with Luca that sparing the life could force out the soul or whatever?
You have basically the kill shot, and you know that cognitive recalibration is definitely a way to cleanse things in the moment.
Yeah. A weird question. So my greater silver sword.
Yes.
Oh, that's only if you score a critical. Never mind. No, I'm cutting this bitch down, but right before I do, calling back from Erdrin's position. You want to call me out and then you run. You think you know time. Good luck. And kill it.
All right. And you call that out, and then suddenly you appear right in front of him using what you know for Sheskia feels like a great deal of disrespect, and run her in Karen's body through. And the body that was already broken, already barely being held together, goes limp on the silver sword.
Way to put her down.
Erdrin's sitting here thinking, this is the fourth Fae I've killed in a year.
There's no way for us above deck to know that this has happened, so everyone's out there is just on edge.
She's dead.
So, calling out as the as she is deactivated, shall we say. Micah, you running in real fast to, check and make sure that your objective is complete.
More to the point, Micah is going to walk right through Eridrinesh because he's quasi-real. If he takes damage, he vanishes.
If he takes damage, he vanishes, but he still is corporeal enough that he
can. It's in the same corporeality index of a spiritual weapon. It can affect the world around it, but it's incorporeal enough to be able to move through.
Pushing right past him, walks into the room, levies their crossbow directly at the possessive Sheskia's head, and fires one of the green glowing bolts directly into the corpse's head, just in case.
Brutal.
Double tap.
And then turns and steps into the room with Knock.
Oh. While you're walking, you hear
points
nice.
The crossbow at the survivor.
Okay.
Where is the storm? Where'd the storm go?
Up on deck.
Upper deck.
Oh, upper deck. Okay.
Yeah, he's right up the top.
Akira will banish the wings if we're out of combat and kind of float thanks to the permanent feather fall to gracefully to the deck, and then jump down. Oop, I moved Zephyr. Oop, well, I guess that's fine because Zephyr will go with me. Yeah, Akira's gonna jump down.
Standing in Eridrin, the storm kind of looks in both rooms. Watches Micah closely.
Did I move?
Or did we?
One more thing. As Micah walks out of that room, Micah is going to use the bonus action to redeem the 2 charges that are on the body to basically trigger one of the 2 effects. Doesn't really matter.
Oh well, I mean,
Since they're dead, they'll probably just burn a little bit.
One is infinitely more funny than the other.
Yeah. Oh. No. Well, since they're dead,
that's what I mean.
I think it would be as if they passed the save, and it would just consume the charges and deal the little bit of green fire damage.
Yeah, they just singe as
we do not need the other reaction to happen to the corpse. Amusing as it would be.
That's quitter talk.
Now I want to know what that is.
You'll see.
Yeah, same.
You'll see later.
Oh god, that's not foreboding at all.
Statistically probable, you'll see later.
Since we're kind of wrapping
50-50.
up, I would send Air Drainage back up, like just to jump up to top deck and hold a thumbs up to Captain Quince.
And she levels back out the boat.
Micah will still be holding the Foxfire crossbow pointed directly at the surviving member.
I would imagine that I'm finishing up tying up the survivor right about the time you come, because like I don't know how long it would take to do this. I'm assuming it takes a little bit of more than just an action, would it? Like to tie someone up
to really well. Yeah, it takes a few extra seconds.
So like yeah, whenever you come in, I'm like
practice
finishing up, getting them fully tied up. I don't know. Are they? I knocked them out straight up cold, right?
Yeah, she is.
No fighting. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. No fighting.
She's not fighting you for sure.
If I can, I'll scoop Dante up onto my back and dive into the hole to bring us 2 down there too. Yeah.
Erdrin gets out the way first.
He just gets spear tackled by a fucking beast. Yeah, fair.
I like to think it's an oh shit and jumps.
For some reason, I can't move my. Oh, there we go. Oh no, now there's 2 of me. No, there we go.
Oh,
Ta-da.
yeah, it's because you have a dress on.
It's a very, very, very nice dress.
Going over here. Okay, cool.
Ah, there you are.
I'm paying attention, kinda.
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 So I guess the storm would sort of, watching Micah carefully, noticing that they don't yet pull the trigger. Did we already? I forget. Did we already talk to Micah about who they are and their intentions? No,
not even even a little bit. Right
That's
now,
what I thought.
Right now, they are making their intentions very known.
Didn't someone just like yell at Micah from like above? Oh, like to attack certain people, something like that. I vaguely remember.
Micah yelled down to Knock to follow the Foxfire.
Mm-hmm. That. There we go. Yeah. Someone yelled to who? Someone.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I was addressed by...
And Micah said, Knock.
Yeah, I was addressed by Knock, not Alec, so that caught my attention.
Akira's just going to break the awkward silence of it all and go, so who's the new person?
The storm is going to, just after that, is going to then, I guess, not square off, but like heart to heart, like position himself that like he is fully facing Micah, kind of deal,
Yeah.
And say, right, so who sent you and how do you know us by name?
And not just you, why in Luxon does everyone know our names?
Work for the class. And do I know your names? Because it's my business to know your names.
Any reason why the class knows my name exactly?
Micah turns their gaze directly, like completely breaking contact with the storm, turns their gaze over to Knock and says, well, that's a matter of the company you keep.
Yeah,
just-
a couple of us
So-
are part of the class, remember? No? Like Eldrin and Akira.
Well, no,
Which, where do you
This-
hail from?
This whole time, the crossbow is still pointed at
Yeah,
the unconscious person.
Akira kind of sticks their head past the Storm's big arm, like to kind of like poke their head in the room. What faction? Who sent you? Where are you from?
He just said the clasp.
Right, but which
There's
faction
a
of
lot
the
of-
class? There's a lot of there's little enclaves of the class, like which class faction?
We're very decentralized for our own protection.
I work for the Nicodranus
That's
branch.
incredibly inefficient.
I work for the
someone
Nicodranus
turn
branch.
his brain off again?
Ah, well that
Oh yeah.
now it makes a lot more sense.
Well, see,
And
when
Akira will pull back.
Speaking
Well,
of,
I'm
should we
confused.
wake up the lady? Because, Knock, you wanted to learn something about the lady?
I think we all wanted to learn something about the lady, so
It's always
um,
good to keep a witness.
So keep that crossbow pointed
Hard
at her.
disagree.
Yeah, but maybe don't pull the trigger yet.
Of course
Okay.
not. I got the impression
y'all
from
want
the
to-
ropes that you intend to interrogate them.
Does anybody have like?
Yes, I have detect thoughts.
That's not what I want. Stoppy magic stuff. Anything?
All right, Storm, can you go turn your brain back on for a little bit?
It's gonna take a long time.
I know.
I'll wild shape
I'd
back
rather
into
my hammer.
Olo, and I'll be like, I go dispel magic-y stuff. If that's what you need.
Are you
Micah
still
Knock,
big?
don't you know a
turns-
counterspell?
Micah turns to the storm, turns their head to the storm and says, I can cast a spell magic.
I see.
I don't think that is the one I want. It's like someone's about to do magic and you stop it.
Counterspell.
And,
That
yeah,
one.
and giant counterspell.
That one. Can anybody do that? Because like, if they try to teleport away or whatever, it'd be really bad.
And Nock and Micah, now that y'all are both, have good angles in this room, you actually see behind you, Nock, right over on this kind of dresser thing here. You see what looks very much like an actual shotgun, like a long blunderbuss fluted front.
Oh.
But it's a big single barrel gripped
Is that
put
what?
to your shoulder.
Is that what
and-
I got shot in last time? I got shot
No.
with that, right? Or was that someone else?
The thing that's sitting next to her that she dropped on the ground, it's a much smaller version of that. It's a pistol kind of version of that.
Now,
But
Are
it's
we
much
on
more.
order
But it's
here?
much nicer. It's much. It has jewels and stuff rather than the mechanical mechanisms that attach to the barrel.
I'll
Knowing
definitely.
we need.
Jesus
Go
Christ.
Go ahead.
Oh,
No,
I was
go
gonna,
ahead.
whenever you point this out, I notice it and everything. I'm for sure gonna just go. Well, I'll be, and I'm just gonna pick it up and kind of examine it real quick. Are we in someone's quarters? Like, is this someone specific?
Yes, this is her quarters.
Oh, her quarters. Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, you're in her room. So
I just knew
at
I
this
followed her
juncture,
into
just
this
look
room. I
around.
didn't know whose room it was.
yeah, you're in her room. So feel free to look around. She forfeited her right.
Oh
and
yeah,
she
no,
tried
she
to
doesn't
kill me.
keep her shit anymore. So
And,
Knowing we need
Micah does have
counterspell.
some more words.
I'll say real quick, Micah.
Everybody
before
talk
you,
at once.
Yeah, before you continue, Micah, you would know her as Lizzie. That is what she's been going by on the boat.
Nook, I'd recommend that you tie a rope around her mouth and divest her
we
of any
want her to
possessions
talk.
that might have any sort of magical abilities.
Well, actually, we don't need her to talk. You're right.
You
Yeah.
need her to talk.
No,
but you
we
don't
got
want her to
brain
talk
stuff.
clearly.
got brain stuff. We can
Because-
talk in her head.
You just don't want her to talk clearly, because if she decides to teleport, all you need is a word.
In very pointed giant, I will say, Storm, turn your brain back on.
Very
No,
slowly, in common,
no.
he will say, "No."
Knowing
I knew it was coming. Why didn't you?
It takes time to reattune.
It does.
knowing
Rather have his hammer.
Oh yeah, Eredrin, hope you feel better, bro. And I'm gonna heal you for 15.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
After getting healed, knowing we need counterspell, Eredrin's going to swap places quickly with Eredrin-ish. Call out in the top deck, does anyone know counterspell? If so, please meet us below deck, and then swap back.
Is it like when you switch back and forth? Is it like one goes from like
Driving.
fully covered to sepia? Is that pretty much how it goes?
Yes, that is exactly what happens. And I can talk out of the colored one.
I'm
The
driving
morning
right
color.
now, love.
Can Corfell cast counterspell?
Orfel can cast counterspell.
Yeah, he would totally walk down.
He
there.
is the guy for the job.
You know,
he
who
would
else
not
has
hop.
counterspell?
He would not hop down the hole. He would walk the long way.
He
You know,
totally would. Yep.
Fair enough.
Factual.
You know who else has counterspell? That would be very useful here. Good old Horatio.
So does Nyack. Not everyone who has it needs to come back.
Do you know who else has counterspell that could have probably been useful?
Luca.
Now, I will take
You-
this.
you know.
just,
You know, I am a skinny old man. But there's way too fucking many of you in there for me to get through.
so many people here.
Do do we
Kira-
want to bring this negotiation out of the very, very tight quarters?
Yeah, that's
We put them below deck. Like at the bottom.
The ship. Yeah.
the bottom. I mean, there's even less space down there. I mean, why not just out to this dining area?
Just we can have a conversation in here.
I'll get the snacks.
Just
I'll
dial
just
to
pick
the
her up and hoist her over my shoulder and start walking her out.
Oh, that's easy enough for you.
I mean, I'm not super strong, but this is a shorter person. Not
Oh
very, not
well,
gonna be very hard.
well she's shorter, but she is stocky. She's it's
a dwarf,
it's,
right?
Yeah, she's a dwarf, and she comes by it honestly. She
Yep.
she was doing this ship work for a reason, and it's not because she was wearing gloves like that little halfling girl up on the top deck.
So to be clear, we're intending to interrogate them using psychic or telepathic words, yes?
Yes, we can essentially probe her mind. Damn it,
Well,
you're making me use an accent.
If you wouldn't mind, let me know before you start that.
As soon as she's awake, we're getting started.
Jeremy, could I just
Alright
quickly
then.
pop a detect magic on them while they're laying there, just in case there's something anyone's missed, any tattoos that glow or anything?
So go ahead and make an investigation check as part of that with advantage, because you are rolling pretty thick.
No problem. Plop. Okay, a 19 roll to a 1 on the one good thing, but
I hate that for you.
That was almost 2 1s, but it's
fair.
14.
The pistol that she had, obviously magical.
Could
Go ahead.
Shadow do something similar?
Oh yeah, for sure. Both of you working together. The shotgun blunderbuss has a so the smaller pistol one has evocation magic on it. The blunderbuss has a weird abjuration magic, abjuration transmutation on it. Her cloak that she's wearing has conjuration magic on it.
Okay.
Can I just say, I think after all of this effort of knocking this person out, and all the grief that they've just had following and chasing them around the ship, I would like to, if able to, get Dante just to strip this person of all offending weapons.
Oh yeah,
anything
yeah.
like armor,
That was their plan, yeah.
whatever they have. I don't want them getting up, moving, anything. I don't want them shielded, nothing.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. That's one of the
Micah
reasons
already
I'm listing.
recommended similar.
I'm listing these things off as you're taking them off of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say that I also, just make sure I'm pointing it out, I'm going to take at least a separate strip of cloth or something and wrap it around her mouth to kind of like not fully gag her, but make it to where she cannot speak clearly and cannot to cripple her from making any kind of like vocal pattern.
Verbal, yeah.
Oh, that will offer to put a sock there too.
Bearded.
Yeah.
Oh, Bearded, I've got you covered, but
And
we'll wait till she's awake.
before we get started, I'd like to reshift my psychic whispers.
Okay, feel free.
And no offense to you, the Storm, but I would like to take you off and put Micah on.
You're
That's
putting
fine.
Micah on. Oh, that's
Yes.
surprising. Okay, I wasn't
On
expecting
mic.
that.
On mic.
I guess I have to reroll.
Got a hot
Let me
Micah.
reroll.
Should we like break her fingers too, so she can't like do any finger magic?
Well, I mean,
She's tied up. She should be all right there.
Yeah, that might be a little excessive. But if you need any bones on her broken in the future, I'm happy to help.
So the more things that she has on her, right? So there was the cape that had the conjuration magic. There is a dagger that has conjuration and evocation. There's a ring on her hand that peaks very much of transmutation magic.
there's a crypto wallet with 100 Bitcoin.
Her boots are very transmutation, and the headscarf that she had on, keeping her hair together. You reach up and you grab for that, and rather than a headscarf, you actually get a hold of a little hat, and you pull it off, and her visage doesn't change that much. She was really only making herself look younger. And less battle-worn. Now that you see her, you can see that she has scars on her arms, burn marks here and there, a couple of scars on her face, kind of overlapping, almost like something had clawed there once upon a time. Excuse me. Also, she does have one of those Alsfarine Union safety pins on her that you take off. And then you find another one. And another one.
Wait, she has like
Oh, no.
4 safety pins on her.
The
They were probably other people's.
Yeah. Yeah.
You said 3 total.
3 that she had on her person, yes.
Is it an
Micah-
intuitive leap to assume that there is one more person we have not killed?
No. The more intuitive leap is that several of the people on deck might not be as safe as they think they are.
Right. Micah is going to very pointedly ask, any of you missing your pens?
Did I get one?
No, you're the
Crew has them.
The crew has them.
Oh.
They aren't crew. They aren't supposed to be doing the dangerous work.
Micah has one.
Micah has one.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Indeed. But yeah. That is stripping her down to her clothes.
Okay, we all like a good striptease.
Indeed. Akira, now that you've been lingering next to that room for a minute, you smell the smell.
The smelly smell.
The smelly smell. The smell of. It was one of your favorite times in your early adventures. Firing off guns.
Oh.
You smell the slightly
the gunpowder.
That gunpowder smell in there. These guns that got taken, not all of it was magical. Some of it is very mundane. You can smell it honestly, it smells like Percival DeRollo's gun shop.
Yeah, I was gonna say it probably smells like the DeRollo firing range and all that.
Oh well, it doesn't smell like the firing. It doesn't smell like spent gunpowder. So much as
okay.
Percy's workshop of unspent gunpowder.
I'm gonna suggest that we take a look around in here and secure that gunpowder, and also let Percy know that we've located some people using his creation irresponsibly. So
while everybody else is surrounding her and paying attention to her, go ahead and make an investigation check in that room.
Yeah, okay. A skill I'm not that great at.
I do want to ask, has anyone searched the guy that we've defeated yet?
No, he's stapled.
I would argue that Shadow
head
would
first into the floor.
Okay, good to know.
Okay, Shadow could be off doing that instead.
That's why Micah did the double tap just in case before proceeding.
Well, I just mean that Shadow would search both bodies, I would assume.
Sure.
Yeah, he would.
Say,
well, yeah, y'all
no
had stripped her down for sure, and then Shadow going off that way.
There is no force in this world that could have prevented Shadow from doing that. In fact,
really nothing at all. It's gonna happen.
That's a 22 investigation.
That's a 22 investigation. Oh boy!
I don't
you
know
can
about
add
you.
a D4 to it if you want, because of.
I'm feeling 22.
You could, in fact, add a D4 to it.
Then I'll add a D4 to it. So survey says 1.
All right,
Hey,
so
it's a 20.
That talisman has 4 uses.
It's a 23.
Yes, indeed. So, with that, as you go searching around and kind of using Zephyr to, the both of you going around and looking about, opening one of the drawers, you find several bags of gunpowder. They're pulled together real tight and tied up real tight around the top. Just judging by several of the bullets that are next to it, those could be used to make quite a number of them. On each of the like where it's tied around the top, the thing that's securing each of those bags is another Alsfarine Union safety pin on each bag.
Is this on the other guy?
No, not on the other guy. In her room.
Ooh.
Almost like in with your somewhat strong insight, almost like she has secured quite a number of them from people. They look and feel quite authentic.
I give the pen to Micah's in the same room, right?
Well, Mike is around the corner. Give us just a sec.
Okay.
The thing that gets you to look further, because that was already like, that would have been just on a 15. The thing that gives you pause, and the thing I brought up about bullets, there are some large charges in there that look like they'd fit down the barrel of that blunderbuss, and they're tightly woven, just tight pouches that look like they could just be tossed down that barrel. Amongst them, though, you find 10 bullets, and by bullets with a capital B, the way I'm saying it, these look like they would fit in Percival's very large gun that he let you all fire that one time.
Ooh.
Oh.
You
And
guys
so-
shot Bad News. I'm so jealous.
And
Sorry.
so-
carry on.
And so that drives you just a little bit more to look around and Zephyr, go over here, go and check around, and you get to under the bed itself, and strapped up there, and kind of like it's strapped up there and covered, like she was doing a pretty good job of hiding it, but almost like it tried to make it look like it was the bottom of the mattress, but it was on the other side of the slats of wood.
Mm-hmm.
You see strapped up there, pull the cloth away, and it is Bad News in 2 pieces.
Oh,
the long,
no.
The long barrel and the rest of the gun.
Oh.
And
I would call that
and
bad news squared.
had you not had previous experience with this would just look like a normal big fuck off gun. But
I know exactly what this is.
You see the Dorolo crest very finely etched into it. You've held this gun before. You've seen it used before. And so
That's
you
not
are
good.
Yeah, Akira is no slouch strength wise, so they are just going to reach up, take it down, remembering the lesson, clamp the piece together, scoop up the bullets. I'm taking everything. Like I'm pretty much.
Yeah, so
Akira's
there's
Akira's
30,
coming out as
there's 30 blunderbuss bullets for the or charges for the blunderbuss cannon, and there are 10 for Bad News.
Yep, I secure it all. Akira comes out of that room looking like a big supporter of guns and ammo.
Big old Rambo.
Yeah, I'm going to take this upstairs to over where the interrogation is happening. They moved it, right?
Just down the hallway.
Just down the hallway.
When did Akira join the NRA? Like,
That'd be the ERA.
Charlton Heston would be rolling in his grave. If a cold dead hands. Kira is going to walk into where the interrogation is happening, and just put the gun on the floor. Bad News on the floor. When she wakes up, there's a lot of questions we need answers to. Dong. Just like
what's that doing here?
That's what we need to find out from her.
Oh,
This was in her.
Did Percy send her? Did we fuck up?
No,
Like
she
head?
They had to have stolen this, right?
Or not?
Why
I
would
don't know
Percy?
everybody who works for Percy. Percy said he's got people doing this sort of stuff to keep guns out of people's hands. What?
But
Well-
why would he send an assassin after me?
there's an easy way to find out who sent the assassin and how the assassin got their hands on the gun.
Well, yeah, we asked.
And I shall
Wake up.
slap Lizzie.
All right, you give her.
Fair enough.
You give her a slap, and she attempts to curse at the pain through the gag across her mouth, and just kind of.
Almost immediately,
Wake up, darling. Time for school.
when she begins to make some sound, a very short incantation will leave Micah's lips, and they will cast silence.
Yay!
Good shout.
Can
And
you
in
choose how
Lizzie's
big
head,
can you choose how big silence is, or is it just
20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range.
20-foot radius?
Yeah, that won't stop anybody here from communicating with each other.
That was
Precisely.
kind of the point. Yep.
and
And
as
to Micah's
soon as
surprise, they were looped in on the psychic connection. So
yeah, you are hearing all of Aaron's ADHD thoughts.
And there are several of you between Dante and Akira who can kind of shoot thoughts to Oladon and Storm to keep them looped in at least as to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Olo can lip read as well, so if you just
that's
mouth
fair,
it,
that's fair.
I'll observant.
Micah will relay to Eridrin.
Yeah, the storm can do that too. Really
Micah
poorly.
will relay telepathically to Eridrin. Just, I've cast silence. That should stop her from using any verbal spells.
Also, Tim, that is exactly the spell I was actually talking about.
Oh, silence, not counterspell. Okay.
Yes.
I thought you were looking for counterspell, but I did
Nope.
I do in fact have silence.
Yeah,
So-
no, silence is actually
And-
exactly what I wanted.
I'm
This
so glad we
audience-
had it then.
This audience is a perfect example of what assuming does, my friends.
We
Little did you know we
Whatever.
were actually on the same page.
And as soon as you hit silence, you especially Micah, 'cause you have the angle on Corfell. Corfell like puts up his hand and is like shrugs, and he goes to walk off because he's like I'm not in on this conversation. I mean, I could counterspell if I need to, but like there's nothing I need to counterspell here right now, and he just goes walking
Right.
up.
I just
As soon as
wave.
we realize that we're in silence, like we're not able to speak right now. Not in my mind, but out loud, I will say, I put laxatives in Eridrin's wineskin, and I'll just.
Yeah, Olo will just look at you like,
see. I'll say, Olo, you read it.
yeah, I knew exactly what you just said. He's actually like,
Can you read lips?
Yes.
Yeah.
He said that.
He literally just said that 5 seconds ago.
I missed that. Sorry, what happened?
Nothing.
Eridrin at this point will go into Lizzie's head first and say, well, we have a few questions for you, and we understand you have attempted to negotiate a surrender, so we'll start asking those questions now.
Like while you're asking, she's looking down at her situation, realizing that she's down to her non-magical clothes and accoutrement, and kind of like feeling her own hand and realizing that like nothing is there right now.
Can I say when
And she
he-
just
when
kinda
she realizes
nods.
that when she realizes that, I think Dante's gonna sit there and just have his hand be like, just like slowly waving at her as if to say, "You're welcome."
And another thing, I'm about to cast a spell on you, just to let you know. Should you attempt to resist in any way, you see my friend back there, the gray one. We will use other means to get the information from your corpse. So I'd recommend you let us in when we go into your brain. And then I cast Detect Thoughts. Can I give an Intimidate before I cast Detect
Micah
Thoughts?
is going to tap you on the
For
shoulder.
sure, with advantage.
Micah is going to tap Eridrin on the shoulder
Let me
And
roll this
say-
Intimidation.
and say telepathically to Eridrin, You'll have to move outside of the silence to cast that. Otherwise, it's going to fail.
You would hear back, no, I don't need any components for this.
And as
All right.
Badass.
Impressive.
as
Watch me.
as they
Impressive.
stare back, Eredrin, your spell starts, and you hear her first before you're pushing deeper. Yeah, big man talking tough, rolling 8 deep.
What was that last bit?
Oh,
Rolling 8
yeah,
deep.
rolling 8 deep.
I'll pretend I get what you mean by that and move on.
He said, "You're awfully tough when there's 8 of you."
Oh, okay, I get it. I get it. I completely get it now. What surface level thoughts am I getting besides that? Because
that's what she's like. She's focusing her thoughts on right now is
Okay.
because like as it starts, she might not be an entire stranger to this kind of situation, and
Okay. It also says I can tell her emotional state.
Oh,
Anything
her
more
emotional
is
her emotional state is nervous, very very like
I figured.
not she's not calm, she's not collected, she's trying to project that, but you can tell that she is neither calm nor collected at this moment.
Yeah. As I begin to probe
more
deeper,
resigned than anything, like in that tough talk coming from a guy rolling 8 deep, and just all right.
as I begin to probe deeper, I'd put into her mind, you know, I can tell your emotional state, so trying to talk big game isn't going to do anything. And I probe deeper.
What do you start pushing? What are you trying to? Because you can probe deeper, but you kind of also have to ask things and guide the thoughts.
Yeah. So in her head, I'll push again with, who sent you, why, and how did you acquire these weapons?
Okay. One at a time. Who sent you?
Yeah.
Who sent you? You flash to an image of Karen, Atropol, Belladonna there, walking up to her in Whitestone. She looks like she was standing at one of the several bars that you passed in the city, and he approached her and basically said, I heard you got kicked out of your old job. I think I could help you make more and better friends. And then, what was the second question?
Actually, just 1 second on that. Hearing that, I'd go. My response would be, that doesn't answer my question. Who placed the bounty on Akira?
And you try to push deeper with that one, but she full on and actively answers in thought. I don't know. I wasn't there for that. He came to me with it.
Very well.
Sorry,
that
I'll
also
go put a
answers-
little more Lizzie on it. There we go. All right. Yeah, he came to me with it.
It also answers my why, kinda. Where'd you get these weapons? The guns?
And the having be able to turn and see the one Akira put on the ground, her eyes drift to that first, and then as she does, her mind goes to lockpicking the shop, how actually difficult it was to break into it, and her stuffing a satchel full of stuff, grabbing the gun, disassembling it into its two pieces, wrapping it in a tarp, and dropping it into a bag of holding.
And the other two guns? The shotgun and the thunderbliss?
The shotgun, you actually see her working on it. Well, both of them, in fact. Both memories shoot back towards being in a workshop, working on them, making them as well, kind of in the same fashion that you used to make things, where you knew how to make them, you knew how to set stuff up so that they could be enchanted. And then her taking them to be enchanted.
When I see her taking them to be enchanted, do I see who is enchanting them?
In fact, she gets them enchanted by Drick Thunderbrand himself. You having, I believe, met. Was Eredrin around for that
No.
part?
No.
Okay. You being in the trades though would recognize the Thunderbrand seal, whether or not whether or not you know the man himself.
Yeah. Next, my brain would go. You mentioned losing friends. What organization and/or friends were you a part of before this job?
You can tell she tries to guard her mind a little bit there, thinking very heavily only towards one thing, and you see a flash. Excuse me. You see a flash of the clasp symbol.
And how did you get removed from the class?
This
What
is
caused that?
this is approaching the end of your minute. And
Okay, yeah.
yeah, just saying this. I'm giving you that one as this is the last one before your detect thoughts runs out. You actually see her in the chamber at Castle Whitestone, and a tall, thin man arguing accusatorily towards her. Percival listening to this argument from behind a desk. Them going back and forth, and he actually confiscates her weapons at the end of the back and forth, and several guards go to lay hands on and remove her. And while they're removing her, they actually, like, she's dressed up for this. You know, this is like an official proceeding seeming thing, and they tear a sash that is part of her accoutrement. Tear the sash off and hold on to it. Looks very decorative, very important. And they hurl her out of Castle Whitestone, Jeffrey style, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
That's just what I was thinking.
Was I able to gather what the argument was about, or make an assumption as to what the argument was about?
Is the tall, lanky guy's name ever mentioned?
That as well, yeah.
Yeah, you do hear the name Washburn.
Yeah, I knew it.
And it goes by pretty quickly. Make a perception check. It's not going to be super high, but it is going by pretty quick, so there's a possibility of failure.
Especially with my modifier. Please tell me the threshold was 5. Wait, no. Side bolster neck.
I'll say you have side bolster neck. Go for it.
11.
Okay. Yeah. So, it flashes by really quick, and the deeper details of perhaps evidence, you know, and all that, you don't catch, because it is going by super quick, and you know you only have so much time to watch. But you hear off-book assassination and conduct unbecoming a member of the Whitestone Corps.
So pretty much a dishonorable discharge.
Yeah. And hearing that, knowing detect thoughts ends, I'll go back to, we'll just have to communicate again for now.
Akira will chime in. I can always just cast it again myself, and we can continue.
The storm mouths. Yeah, but doesn't yours require components?
Copper's coin. I don't have to say a word. Flip a coin into the air.
I think there is a word associated with it.
Oh, well, not with the initial casting. Same as Eredrin.
Yeah. And they can also push in with the psychic.
So we can get more information, or do you just want to talk out loud now? Well, not out loud, but
And we're in silence.
yeah, telepathically. I asked her, or do you just want to communicate with us telepathically, and we finish this up without us having to press in on your thoughts?
And she kind of waves her, like, shrugs her shoulders, and you can tell that she's thinking something, because she's, like, assuming that y'all can hear her thoughts. You only have one way. Telepathy.
Didn't we include her in the psychic whispers?
No, I included Micah, but I have 8 more uses. I will change it again. Apologies.
I've just had a thought. Dante can use telepathy, right?
Well, it is still only one way. It is still you send out, not you receive back immediately.
Cool. Yeah, no, I will swap it up again. Apologies to God, Knock or Dante. Which one of y'all wants to hop out the circle?
I'll hop out. I'll be alright.
You're not in it.
Oladon's already out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're not on the psychic hotline.
You and the storm are both out, at least, and I think Shadow is too, probably.
Shadow is not currently. Shadow is still.
No,
alive.
Shadow is not.
Oh, Shadow's in? Oh.
Oh, well, since Shadow's searching the body more right now, I'll 86 Shadow. I didn't realize Shadow was in on it.
Hey!
I will.
And link Lizzie in. Let me re-roll.
I will also
86
say,
Shadow.
if we need to do a third round of detect thoughts, Dante can do that.
Like
We have 5 hours
so
now.
like three of you have this thing down. But
Putting it out there.
Oh, if I could help with the intimidation factor, I know we're already surrounding them 8 and thing, but I got. So could I use somatic components in a silence?
as long as there's no verbal components to have
Oh
to.
no, it's just S.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just got okay. He's gonna go in his pocket, crush like I don't know, these little beads or something like that. But then his teeth start to grow and his nails grow longer. And I'm gonna put one nail next to her head, and it's really long at this point, like a claw, and it starts dripping acid
and like
onto the table.
The rest of you hear as she's looped into the telepathy, and she's like, "Call your fucking druid off. I'm not resisting you, for fuck's sake."
You look
He
pretty
looks like he's growling.
Akira will reach over to the hand, Olo's claw, not hand, his claw, and just kind of not pull it away, but like push it off target a little, like you can keep it there, but just we'll move it away from her forehead.
Alright, drag across the table, leaving like an acid burn all the way across the table, like
And
just staring at her.
Very metal, thank you. That was very metal of you. Thank you.
Now that Lizzie is linked in, being very confrontational now.
Easy.
Being more confrontational now, saying, you explicitly wanted to avoid showing me what friends in particular you had. Want to try that again?
I'd like to point out that I know exactly where you're from, Eredrin. I think you and Akira might, in fact, appreciate a tiny touch of discretion as to who our friends were. I was quite properly stationed, me. I had plenty of opportunities afforded me. And then somebody, and she looks straight at Akira, reported what was used in a very particular slaying, and it got people investigating.
Akira will say back, almost as if they are like clapping their hands with every word, "You knew you were wrong."
No, I was on a job.
So if you were on a job,
and I didn't kill you, did I?
And I appreciate that.
I took the one person I needed to, and I fucked off. And even before I got there, somebody had iced the fucking Duke there.
Oh, that whole thing. Oh.
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous. All right.
That's neither here nor there. You having this weapon, what you did was wrong. What you were obviously according
wrong.
to.
Go fuck yourself. Wrong.
Hold on. Above table. Moon. They did not kill the other person besides Kavana. Kavana was killed by Percy because he was digging into shit he shouldn't have.
He just wanted residual.
No, she killed Kavana.
Right.
But I thought that was unlicensed. I thought because when we told
she
Percy,
she just said that it was unlicensed. That it
Yeah,
was
she
not,
just said
that was
yeah.
the
that it was
Yeah.
something else.
I thought you meant the Duke was the unlicensed part, but I know she
Yeah.
didn't
No,
kill the Duke.
Oh
But yeah.
no. The what doing that to because as I recall
Okay.
when we
Never mind.
when we
I was wrong.
yeah yeah you knew that you weren't supposed to be using what you used. You knew that it was improper.
I was using the one. I was using the one that didn't leave bullets. It could have been anything. Could have been some magic man slamming somebody with thunder over and over.
But that's not what you did.
That's
is it?
what what do you think that fucking pistol does? It just blows holes. It doesn't leave any bullets.
I think Micah would butt in at this point. No point in litigating past crimes. You're here for this one.
Exactly.
Fair point.
You tried to kill me because of
A
Because-
job. And the guy who could cash in on that job, you just fucking iced in the other room, didn't you? Else you wouldn't need me.
Yeah, that was rather fun, actually.
Good. He's a right bastard. He paid good.
But no, it was actually he was possessed by fate. Neither here nor there. Back to you.
So you're the hireling, and you don't have anything to add.
Well,
Are you telling me you're worthless?
I'm not worthless. Not
Then
worthless.
start talking.
You do
Sounds
seem to
pretty
keep
worthless
running
to
into
me.
this party.
Micah has never taken their crossbow away from pointing directly at their head.
Mm-hmm. I'm not... I don't know what else I could give you. I assumed Karen was going to get away. So I
you didn't
assumed
put in
I'd...
a contingency.
I believed that I could be useful in hunting him down. Now, I do have knowledge of a thing that would be of great value and would be lost with my untimely demise.
Well,
Well,
how
okay.
about
Real quick. Can the storm gauge like the rest of the party? Because he's not in on the conversation. Can he gauge how the conversation is going? Do people look frustrated? What's the mood?
I'm not
Akira would
frustrated.
have Akira would have a look of perplexity as they're trying to fathom this whole situation. So not so much frustration as like why like okay, so what?
Also, we can kind of play telephone. I can beam it to you or beam it to Dante to be continually spread out.
Dante's still in it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. I thought
Yeah,
I
you
was.
took it off of Shadow.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
You would definitely feel annoyance coming off of Knock because like Knock finds it
is
very
actually
annoying.
Knock is in there.
Yeah, Knock would feel very annoyed because he finds it very annoying when people try to kill him and his friends. So it's not even like really scared or anxious or anything. Just like this is so frustratingly annoying.
Akira,
I guess
after they
I'll say I'm beaming it to you, Storm.
after
What's going on?
after she says I know something about a thing, Akira you will notice annoyance, the storm, at this juncture. Stop speaking in vagaries and just say what it is.
Well,
To give the storm credit where credit is due, Micah has a very mild, metered expression and very cold eyes.
on my
There
end, also jumping in with I guess a bit of a question. You mean to tell me you guys put no contingency in place in case Chiron died?
And real quick before that's answered, in response to the question that I asked about everybody's mood, the storm is gonna just break off a chunk of the table with Storm's light. Symbolizing
No attack needed.
Yes, symbolizing his frustration with the lack of answers as well. Like, let's get to the point.
And then table
So
break.
terrifying that happens in silence.
Yep.
Well, it's like that happens, and then Ro asks that other question, and it's like, oh, okay, answer now, please.
Here, Storm.
Thank you,
I will.
Justice.
I
Thank
will
you.
have it. I will have it be an attack roll. If it's
Okay.
if it's low enough, it will do more than you intend.
Oh
Fair
shit!
enough.
Can't wait to see this roll.
Because you are built like a brick shithouse. Like, this table ain't gonna last long.
Okay, yeah, no, that's good enough to just break a hefty chunk off.
That was a 3.
Yeah. You could have nat one or two.
Holy shit.
But yeah, you just and just break a chunk off of the side next to her head.
Thank you, Justice.
And
Thank you.
the rest of you hear a very loud mental fuck. Right. So
Yeah, imagine if that was your arm or
Or
something
your
else.
head.
Or your head.
So, I have one request. I don't want any of my shit back. I don't have.
You're not getting it back.
That's not one the question. I don't have any other way out. You took my rings. You took everything I was going to use to fuck off this ship. My cape I used to get down there so I could get the fucking gun and leave. But you already found that. I would just like the dignity of being untied from my wrists. You can keep my legs tied and just sit up and talk to you for fuck's sake.
No, that's not happening.
Well,
I think Dance is going to say, you think we're going to give you dignity after trying to kill one of our friends?
You think you're deserving?
You think you
of
deserve
any-
Deserve
Hammer
it.
on table.
For once
Yeah.
being the level-headed one, compromise. You can sit
Thank
up.
you
The
again,
bind
Justice.
stays on your wrist.
I recommend
Deal.
you answer the questions.
Deal.
And I think to punctuate that point, Dante's just going to growl like a feral animal.
Inside.
Mental
Yeah.
growling.
Oh, you
Yeah.
Love
can do
it.
it. You can do it in
Yep.
telepathy.
It's true.
That's
Oh,
cool.
okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
You don't
growling.
run out of breath when you're mental growling. You could just you
run out of breath
can just do that all the time. By the way,
You can scream forever.
You can
never have to
scream
scream.
forever in your brain.
You can use
It's
make
how
a
I
note of-
survive every day.
Dante can growl telepathically.
can growl forever in your brain. That's right. You don't need oxygen to do that.
But
I would say merch idea,
Doesn't
but
need oxygen
yeah.
anyway, but that's not the point.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
Well,
overall,
to growl,
yes.
to growl you would.
Yeah,
but mental
yeah.
growl.
Overall, but in your brain, you can growl forever. You can scream forever in your brain if you want to.
But
Yeah,
Eldritch,
seeing
you-
everyone get a little bit mad, I'll just flick acid at the table as well from my hands and just like try and spatter it, not on them, but like just in the general vicinity, just to be like, I'm still here.
Yeah,
I'm
she
still-
she looks sternly at Olo as Eredrin offers to sit her up, and she takes that offer to sit up, kind of still using her hands to prop herself up, and not removing the gag or anything. Just she mentally says,
Wait,
"Thank you."
I will say pointedly that as she is being sat up, I know that obviously there's a crossbow pointed at her. I
And a
will
hammer.
make a point to position my kunai directly in front of her throat as she is sat up. It is then like the tip of it is just like barely touching her throat. It is like right there, and
We are
like
scary
I've
people.
spaced it just right.
We are scary people.
so
When
back
did
to
we
my
get
question.
Scary?
So,
You had no
Justice with the
contingency at all.
Justice with the hammer.
There's a hammer. There's a crossbow. Now she has a kunai in her neck.
As a growling maniac in her brain.
Just acid next
a
to her.
vampire werelion here.
my
A druid flicking acid at them every now and again.
Let him
Like,
speak.
my two main ways out were taking a dive and using that cape to get the fuck out and then take a dive. I can survive out in the Oderan wilds for fuck's, or not Oderan wilds, the Isilran wilds for fuck's sake.
Let me clarify.
Hold on.
You had
Hold
no
on. Let
contenders.
me finish.
If she's gonna talk, let her talk.
Kyren, on the other hand, Kyren's boots, very particularly, have a hidden enchantment in them, where if you know how to activate it, it triggers a circle. He told me about it because he was planning on taking me with as soon as we were done. He
Did that circle?
He said that it can leave a circle in a place to escape to, and then activating it later on, many days later on even, one could go back to that circle, much like a teleportation circle from a much more fancy mage, but it's small. It's only a couple of feet across. Still limited time. Still just enough time for a small cadre of people, say 2, to run through. But he said that's where we'd be getting paid.
So it is connected. The circle is currently connected to the payment drop-off.
That's what he told me.
Only 2 can go through?
No, and he said it only lasted a couple of seconds is all. So however many people you can run through real fast.
Right.
But he said that's where we were getting paid. And much like myself, Atropole Belladonna is known for a lot of things, but just murdering his working compatriots is not one of them. So I trusted it. Whether you do or not, fucking not my problem. But that's what he told me.
So, are you saying that's the extent of your usefulness to us?
Was that your item of value?
That's not my item of value, but that was something I thought would be a thing I could give that might buy me enough grace to have my word trusted.
You're still alive. Count yourself lucky for a
I'd
moment.
like to be very clear on something. I've asked you twice. I'm gonna ask you one more time. What is it that you know that's important to us? This is your final chance.
Oh no, I was gonna give you a reward for fucking leaving me alive.
Micah pulls the trigger.
Go for it.
Oh damn!
I'm not going to roll. I'm going to use my clockwork amulet to
Yeah.
take a 10 and get a 24 on the shot.
I think while this is going on, I think Dante is actually going to look at everyone and go, "Do we actually need this guy alive? Because if we do,
and don't even worry about burning the clockwork amulet. I wasn't going to do you the disservice of having to roll, because all of her extra stuff.
You beat me to it, damn it. I wanted to know what the orb thought of this situation first.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, and you don't just have one shot, you have 2, and you could very easily.
Yep.
I just want to.
Just that. Yep.
And she just flops back.
And Micah will shrug, drop the silence, look around the room. You weren't the only one that had a contract. Shrug.
Well,
Again.
nice to meet you.
I like this one. Pointing at Micah. I like this one.
The storm, gripping his hammer, looking very grim, stares you in the face and says, I wanted to do that.
You're more than welcome to.
Fun's been taken out of it now.
Now it's just all about the squish.
My apologies. Do you want me to heal her?
It's a little late.
Technically, if you
I don't need my
really,
brain to know that.
if you really want to smash this person, I could technically revive them for you.
I could too, but that's a little bit dark even for me.
Let's
You know.
just leave her dead.
Guys, we are not doing repeated executions.
I mean,
Alright.
I'm sure the crew above deck hearing that called out is like, what in the hell is going on downstairs?
What the fuck are they doing? Yeah. Well-
Micah finally turns to address Akira, because they have not done that yet. And Micah is
Hi.
going to pull down the sleeve of their shirt and reveal a marking in their fur that is in the pattern of the clasp's marking. The clasp.
And you're from Nicodranus, you say?
I took the assignment from the Nicodranus branch. I'm not from Nicodranus.
Gotcha.
I'm from the outer planes, so to say.
Fair. So's my sibling, pointing at Erhydrin. Well, kind of, the astral sea.
I think out of character that Akira may have misinterpreted which version of the word planes was meant.
Oh, probably so.
Ergen does as well, and it's like, oh my gosh, which plane were you from? Astral Sea,
Right.
Elemental Planes.
Exactly. Because that's where Akira's brain goes first
I
when
know.
someone mentions plains. So they don't think prairie-like land. Well, thank you for. I guess you were responsible for the little fey creature alerting us to the assassins.
Micah would grin. It's a grin that almost doesn't touch their eyes. And they hold on 1 second, need to grab something.
I get the impression that Dante's really gonna like Micah.
Yes, Fowlin is a friend of mine.
Interesting.
He comes when I call.
So, you're from the class, took the job from the Nicodranus division, you have a fey friend, and you seem quite good at what you do.
There wasn't a question there.
No, there wasn't. This was just a statement of fact.
Just
No, I'm
stating
just.
it.
I-
Micah nod.
Are
Yeah,
you
I'm
tagging
just-
along with us now?
So,
Or,
yeah,
like what further
happens
have you been
next?
contracted to do?
I mean, most of us don't bite.
If you can share the
Looks at
details.
Dante.
Well, no.
Says nothing.
If you can share the particulates of your contactual obligatories.
I love every part of that sentence, Justice, by the way.
Just like
I'm trying to think of the gender neutral version of the honorific that would be used for Akira in their current status now that they're married to Luca.
Didn't
I
they
think,
play
I think they
Baron?
took. I think they
right?
took on Baron.
Yeah, I took Baron.
Okay, so Micah would nod and say, Baron d'Abattoir, you trust this present company?
With my life.
Ergen holds his hands out to his side, like, come on. Sibling.
Akira will lean in. That one, not so much sometimes. He's real stabby.
I mean, you're not lying.
The organization is determined that with threats against your life being made, that you are best to be accompanied by a clasp reaper.
A reap? You're a... I should have known. Oh. Having gotten used to Adarius.
What?
Having gotten used to Adarius, Akira surprisingly doesn't really flinch too much at what Micah says right now. Like, I suppose I should get used to this sort of thing. Everybody, meet the new Adarius.
The new Adarius. Wow.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah, that makes sense.
Micah gives this time a soft chuckle, and my name is Mikhail Drathaldrin Harlow. You can call me Micah.
Sure thing, Mike.
Micah it is.
Yeah, I think Micah might be the case. By the way, Storm, a Reaper is like their executioner squad of sorts.
Oh, that's not what I thought he said.
Thanks, I didn't know what that was either.
I do one thing for the clasp, and I do it very well.
They were looking at making Eric one, but then they found he was really good with outreach with the psionics too.
Don't know if you caught it due to the blur of voices, but the Storm did call him Mike.
I heard it. I heard it. I heard it.
Micah would actually take the moment to direct just a glance to the Storm, and very politely, "It's Micah."
Ah, my car.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Olo's genuinely surprised because he thought
M-I-K-A.
that Storm was so smart. Now he's like actually looking at the Storm like, what happened? Like, wait, what?
My hero is...
That's not how it's spelled, but it gets the point across. So.
Right, I just meant the enunciation. He's like, my car. Got it.
My car.
My car.
Micah, yes.
Yeah,
Mike,
talk
got
to him
it.
after he puts his brain back on. You'll get your point across much better then.
You know, talk to him all the time, brain on or off. He's the Storm, and he's fine. He's fine. You know, Akira is like the Storm's biggest fan. So
Storm has quite a sterling reputation among your group. Perhaps
We all have
Storm no
reputation.
name.
Yep, I'm a fairly repeatable guy.
It's accurate.
I hate you
Actually,
so much.
Actually,
Almost had a review.
one of the defining traits of the Storm's personality is his adherence to honor. That's something I appreciate.
Oh, do me. What's mine?
Admittedly, I haven't had enough time to do proper research on you.
Oh. He genuinely looks upset. Like,
You must be a recent addition to the late.
yes, Dante
Angel
and
like a
Olo.
devil.
Dante and Olo are new to our group. I appreciate that the Storm so much.
Aaron semi-pointedly looks at Nock and says, well, I guess then we were the only two here long enough. I wonder what our reputations are.
Either way, I don't really care for people being in my secrets.
Yeah, I think even Dante's gonna be like, don't look into my past, you really don't want to know.
You hear heavy
Well, I do want to
footsteps.
know what you know about me.
Micah is going to turn to Eridrin.
You hear heavy footsteps land above you as the captain leans over and she calls out, "Any survive?" Oh,
yeah.
We've
Yeah.
finished.
Not so much. The other one
Hi.
oh, but you all are
we've
all right.
finished the interrogating.
Micah is going to turn to Eridrin, and Micah will say, obsequious, little arrogant, ruthless.
Sorry, what was that?
Micah turns to Eridrin and says, obsequient, or obsequious, arrogant, and ruthless. Turns to Knock and says,
Fair player.
"You're a man of morals, despite what many think. I would say among the people here, I would show you and the Storm similar deference."
He sure does talk a lot, yeah. He's very oral.
I look at Micah and I go, "So you're here to protect the Baron. Were you by chance handpicked by the Baron's spouse?"
I've never met.
Good question.
I've never met Baron Luke at Debetoire. But, of course, as a member of the Emerald Late, I have researched him.
For the record, Erdrin's kind of looking a little bit sad.
What I'm curious about is who handed you.
Micah
exactly,
didn't say anything bad about Erdrin.
He said he was arrogant.
No, yeah, he made you two better.
Oh, sorry.
I'm picking. I'm completely
go ahead,
picking.
Bearded, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. he would just say, "What I'm more concerned about is who in the hell handed you a dossier on all of our information."
I think it was the clasp. I mean, he said he's a clasp reaper.
No, I understand he's from the class. I'm wondering how the class knows my name.
Micah gives you a smile that doesn't quite reach their eyes, but says nothing.
The Storm looks at you pointedly, Knock, and says, "But do they really know your name like I do?"
He says, but the bottom line, what it comes down to is like he looks at you and he says, "I understand that. What I'm referring to is this person here." And I gesture to my everything and I say,
Yeah.
is Alec, not Knock. Knock is a completely separate person. How in the hell does the clasp know who Knock is?"
Alec, if you ask the right people on the right day, they can tell you what underwear your spouse is wearing.
Remember that time that we ran through, what was it, Hupperduke? And you did a lot of naked shape changing and whatnot?
I wasn't Knock
I
then either.
forgot about that.
Well, no, but I mean, one could, gather information on such an event and make,
Like I don't
assumptions.
recall. This is above table. I don't recall any event where we had told anybody in the class except for, of course, Akira. Like just
Hey,
Eltahane?
That's also assuming that the clasp only
Oh,
gets information
Eltahane.
from within other classman members.
Yeah, Eltahane knew as well.
Yeah, didn't Eltahane know?
Eltahane knew.
Yeah, Eltahane is also a member of the clasp.
I'm pretty sure you've been. I'm pretty sure
and knew my true identity. Okay.
Yeah, I think you've
one
been
of
your
the
true self
one of
around
the
Eltahane.
spirelings in the clasp.
Well, either way, Knock is none too thrilled that his name is passed around like a trading card.
Micah does have some encouraging news for you in response. The Storm said, "Do they know your name like I know your name?" And Micah is going to turn towards the Storm and say, "No, we don't. If there's a deeper name than Knock, we've not heard it. And perhaps it should stay that way. I'm new here. You don't have any reason to trust me that well."
Oh, no, I wasn't going to tell you. I was just trying to reassure my friend.
"I'm afraid that your friend would have to kill me then. And I frankly don't want that."
You will get a slight corner of the mouth raised chuckle, just one little like. I've been stone faced this entire time. The whole, so this is like.
Would you prefer that I refer to you as Alec?
When I'm wearing this face, yes.
Consider it done then.
Akira is going to look towards Micah and say, "Okay, everyone else has spun the wheel. I'll spin the wheel. What does your file say about me?"
Your record is extensive. You have a lot of eyes on you. A lot of eyes on you.
Yeah, like which ones?
Yeah, his question.
Presumably several rights and lefts, but perhaps not the same quantity of both.
Yeah, but like who are the owners of them? Like which bodies are they in?
I mean, let's be real. Akira
Are
is.
you asking me to reveal my sources?
No, I'm asking you to tell me who put the hit out on Akira.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is kind of the Exandria Times, so I'm not really. This isn't the
clasp-
Exandria Times.
The clasp intercepted. The clasp intercepted transmissions coming from the Myriad of a defector to the clasp that was putting out a contract.
So the Myriad did it.
What?
I wouldn't say that
What's a
it's safe
Myriad?
to leave it at that.
Well, no, because another defector is the one who put the contract you just said.
No, it was a defector who told them, a detector, a defector,
Defector.
right? A
We
defector.
are
Her.
aware. We are aware
Pointing to the
of a
dead body,
clasp
her.
defector. We were aware of a clasp defector, and there was a hit put out by the Myriad. But I'm sure that it goes deeper than that. There are
So-
many political hands at work, which is why I am to accompany you, and not simply leave after this. If you'll have me.
Well, I guess the question becomes next then, because yes, we will. Do we use the boots now, or when we get to Uncle? Or do you think they'd be expecting them sooner than that, probably?
I think that the Myriad would be prepared for the event in which this attack failed.
We should
Right,
probably
it's
make sure we're
the
rested up
longer we-
first.
Yeah, but the longer we take to handle that, the more likely they are to assume it went south. Right?
Dante's just gonna like cough and go. Well, I think we should sleep on it first, and
Oh, yeah,
maybe
one more night, guys.
look
Yeah.
into that tomorrow.
Yeah, one more night, guys. Remember.
Or we could utilize the night and, wreak havoc.
They don't know.
Hopefully
As
you
far as
don't
we know,
wreak
the
any
Myriad-
more havoc on my boat.
Yeah, no,
that's not our intention.
The captain who was up there just like had tried to interject, and y'all just kept talking, and she just kind of like gestures to the new hole in the grating there,
My bad.
and then
The
walks
storm
back away.
picks up the piece of table as she's looking and mends it back onto the table.
Cap,
Micah will turn.
do you want a
Micah will
cup of
turn to
tea?
the captain. Micah will turn to the captain and say, "We've eliminated the threat. You're welcome."
Most
I'll
kind,
fix it.
Dante,
most kind
Don't
of
add
The
you.
damage.
sorry for damaging the ship. We will try and help fix it as best we can.
Stone, I could
We're
definitely
just
handle
gonna
that.
we're just gonna be
Gonna look over at
flying
Olo.
for several more weeks with a little bit more of a draft.
Micah looks towards Olo and just, "Are you able
Yeah.
to repair it?"
No. But
So
well, I can
nice,
try.
right.
I can. No, I can.
Pieces of the
I can
grate,
use a hammer.
bending pieces into place. Just
I can use a hammer and nails, maybe. But I don't have.
If it
Yeah,
were
like-
imploded, that'd be true. It was exploded in full sail wind.
All the pieces might not be there.
The likelihood that there are a significant number of pieces that are just fucked off over the Lucidian Ocean.
Why don't I just make everyone some?
We have
Oh.
2 bed frames worth of wood to use to fix it now.
I'll say that's not how that's not how mending works. But
No, I get that. We can
Jimmy rigged
mundane fix it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Jimmy rig it
Yeah.
temporarily until they land, and then figure out a way to properly fix it.
Yeah, Ola will just say, "Why don't I make everyone some tea?" Would that be easier?
Captain,
2 sugars? Anyone? No.
Captain, how
Like-
do you
Want help?
estimate that it would cost to repair this?
you left me a bunch of money, and you made sure that those assassins didn't do what they were going to do. So I will take it as a favor in kind. As long as you don't wreck any fucking more of the ship. And she actually walks off.
No, wait,
Captain.
Captain, wait.
Aye.
Ask
What?
anyone if they have their pins. There was a bunch of pins. I remember the pins. I saw pins that were missing on The dwarf had a bunch of pins. Okay, that's all I
Oh,
remember.
and
I'll get the kettle on.
actually full on seeing the traffic jam there, just kind of goes around the long way and comes down, and just pins. What pins? Where?
Oh, well, the dwarf, the one with the hole in his head, had a bunch of pins, and
The safety pin.
Micah, you got one, right?
I'm part of the crew, so I've got one.
Yeah, but they had a few, from what I saw.
And Captain, I do still intend to do my duties as a member of the crew until we land. And while I appreciate the kind gesture, I asked how much you estimate it would cost to repair this.
That's up to the folks in Marquette. I honestly haven't had to make this repair, so I don't know.
Could you kindly put me in contact with them when we get there?
Seems like adequate. Yes. And
My car. I gave them a bunch of money before the trip.
Oh, I see.
And she almost gets distracted by that, and then full on is like, "Where are the pins? Where are they?"
Over there.
Over there,
And
yeah, on the table.
She goes and starts gathering them up, and you let me make sure this is actually a thing she has before I go spouting off. She starts staring at them, and you watch this kind of orange energy flicker in her eyes for a second as she stares over all of them, and yep, these are enchanted with the feather fall. I'm gonna hold on to that while I go and sort out. And she starts she turns about and starts going up, and you hear her going around the crew, and
Do you have your safety pin?
Yeah.
Do you have your safety pin?
Yeah, full on, and like they do, but she trades them out.
Like they were swapped. Yeah.
There were swapped quite a number of forgeries. Shadow also producing. How many did Kieran have? Stowed away. He had 3 more of his own. Besides his own, stowed away. 4 more besides his own stowed away.
Speaking of Kieran, what other loot did Kieran have?
So
The storm
Yeah,
asked
'cause
Shadow.
Shadow absolutely looted it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, all in his bag.
yeah.
All
Shadow 100% comes out, and he's not strong enough to just lift and move the body, but basically everything magical on that body is no longer on that body, as he comes out with the shoulder bag that was in that room whenever who was it that busted in? Oh, it was Shadow himself.
Shadow, yeah.
Yeah. the shoulder bag that he saw, and he just kind of brings it over, sits very politely at the table over here, and just starts pulling stuff out. Very pointedly, a shoulder belt that he had on him, that had one of the safety pins on it, also 2 potions on it, and an empty potion bottle, the one that he had already chugged.
Ooh, potions.
He pulls out a necklace, the necklace that was on around his neck, and sets it down. Pulls out the pair of boots, sets them down. Pulls out a dagger that, even just seeing it, Dante, as he Shadow pulls it out and then like unsheathes it and shows it off. Just looking at it makes you uneasy. Just like there's a little bit of a glow to it, and that glow makes your skin crawl, literally. Just makes you feel ill at ease. He pulls out this dagger and rapier set that are matching in the way that they are built and decorated. Sets them down, and then he offloading the pins, kind of all of this kind of happening in unison together. Then just starts looking at it and looks into the bag, and then just says, "Oh yeah, no, everything else in there is chemical shit."
Can I have a look? I like stuff like that.
There's a bunch of poisons and tea leaves, and I think there's some mead in there. We can sort all that out later.
Mm-hmm.
Can Dante have a look at that creepy dagger voodoo shit?
Yeah, and it's not even that it's like creepy voodoo. It looks just like a well-constructed dagger. But as you pick it up, you feel it, and even just gripping it, you feel that silver burn a little bit, but it's there's more than that to it as you're holding it, and you feel it, and it's not just a quick silver burn is, and even just several seconds of holding it won't burn you permanently, especially with your abilities to heal. But it's uncomfortable for you to hold. Even as like you hold on to it, it feels like you're still in your somewhat shifted form.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you hold on to the dagger?
Why do I not like it when you say that?
Drop it immediately. You do not need another cursed object.
I honestly think he's curious.
It doesn't ping to anybody else.
I think he's curious, so he'll probably hold on to it for far longer than he should.
Okay.
Because I think he wants to work out if it has something to do with undead creatures as well as silver.
You want me to identify it?
So you as you're staring at it and you hear Storm offer to identify it, everybody else sees you shrink down to your normal 7-foot size. No extra hair. You didn't consciously drop your shift.
I think with
you feel it forced out of you.
I think with that he kind of just goes, "Fuck this." Fuck that.
Storm, I think that answers our question.
Picks it up.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, fully identify that shit.
Yeah, for you, it's a very fine, well constructed, silver inlaid dagger. So going through them, because y'all are going to have the time to go through them.
Yay, toys! Yay!
Yes, it's toys. It's toys time. So the potions. The potions are a potion of flying.
Ooh.
Don't need that.
And a filter of righteous anger.
That sounds awesome.
The necklace is a bird feather token. What looked like a small albatross rock the boots
Oh.
you will become very aware of are known as the homeward boots. The blades, the matching set, are known as whirling blades. There's a dagger and a rapier. They have essentially the same, ostensibly the same traits.
Sorry, you said there was a rapier and a what?
A rapier and
And
a
a dagger.
Dagger.
Yeah, they're a matching set.
Akira seems interested in the rapier dagger combo.
And then the last of those things, the other dagger,
Voodoo dagger.
is known as Moonsteel dagger.
That's cool.
Oh, I only want that because of the name.
I want more reasons than just the name.
But no, I
That's what I'm
don't want that. I really do want the rapier dagger combo though.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
If allowed, like if nobody else really wants it, because I do have a lot of blades already, so I can pass
Hold
if
on.
someone else wants it.
Jeremy, I have a quick question. Moon steel as in the metal, or steel as in steal something from somebody?
Moon steel.
Steel is in the
metal.
material.
Okay, cool. I just had to clarify.
Uh-huh. But yes, so those are all the things that were on his person.
That could be removed by a shadow. The storm will now go look at the heavier things.
Well, I'll say the shoulder bag pulls out some a few bits of poisons here and there. I'll actually give the full list of stuff. But as he's pulling out, it's a whole bunch of stuff. Some of it is drow poison, some of it is malice, a hand over hand bringing out these potions of watchful rest, a vial of purple worm poison, several vials of wyvern poison, burnt othar fumes.
Going through these things has caught Micah's attention. Oh, is that poisons?
And you realize
Yeah, Shadow's pretty good with that,
this
so-
guy's code name was literally Deadly Nightshade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the fumes thing? What fumes?
Burnt author fumes.
Burnt author fumes. Othar, if you are spelling it.
Excuse me. And you said these were called the whirling blades?
Yeah. It's whirling, the whirling dagger and whirling rapier.
Oh, okay.
There are two bottles that those of you who can read Sylvan see labeled as Icy Tears of Auril. And it is very much a brand name for what looks like a wine. Another one labeled Oberon's Hot Summer Night. One that, on being identified, it's in an unmarked vial, but it identifies as Key Balancing Tea.
Key balancing tea?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Does Olo stop Micah from walking over and inspecting the poisons?
I think Shadow might.
Well, I'm looking through them with you, more or less.
Yeah,
I'm-
y'all are sorting through them together.
I think
assume.
Like,
the three of you,
Ola wouldn't.
like you two and Shadow, are probably all three going through those and divvying them up.
Yeah, because
Probably have
if
to have
I
a
take
commentary.
I'll definitely
Okay.
save that for when we can talk to Teddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
with
That was
Yeah.
why I didn't put it in the loot list specifically. I was gonna get a picture of that and put it there.
That's also why I asked that question, to provoke that conversation.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it's if you guys want, I could take the ingredients because I can make stuff for us on the road and stuff. You
It
know.
seems like it's mostly
gonna-
poison ingredients, which
Yeah.
I think both Micah and Shadow are also proficient at.
And well, I can always help. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
I can always-
So
yeah.
I think that is definitely 100% going to be a conversation that the three of you have.
Yeah. All right.
one
We'll
that
talk to Teddy about it.
one that pings Olo partially because of the people you grew up with at a bar. But you recognize the name Lionette on the bottle, but this one is labeled Lionette Nidoran, hyphenated, berries paraplanitia mead. And those
straight away popping
Tho-
out.
those of you with
Home.
a particularly high intelligence might know the word paraplanitia as roach, but it is a nice deep red berry mead, but one that sticks
look,
out particularly
that.
to the poisoners. Are these two glass vials that are etched with runes that ironically the giant readers understand the pair of them together, and anyone just literally translating it would translate it to magic poison, but in the way that they are paired together, in the order they're paired together, you recognize it as Mage Bane.
Ooh.
And there are two
Mage
of
Bane.
those.
Never
Well,
even
if
heard
I'm
of
reading that with them, I'll relay that.
Oh yeah.
If you, I know
There
obviously when I
are a
teach
number
science,
there are a
yeah,
number
yeah.
of people
Yeah.
who
The
recognize
storm
like,
excitedly.
forget.
The storm
Not-
excitedly and out loud is just like, oh, I could read that.
Yeah.
Like,
I know that
so
one.
Nock reads very little. Like, he knows giant-ish. You know, he's very good at speaking giant. Maybe not so much in the culture of things. So he probably would read that as straight up magic poison.
Yeah, magic
Just
poison.
like,
Yeah.
like this one's labeled nothing. It's just magic poison.
But it is very syrupy and gnarly
How's it taste?
looking.
I'm joking.
I'll say just smelling it actually smells really sweet.
Could I have that? Asks the Mage Slayer.
Micah does not intervene.
Akira has no interest in the poison, so
But also in the way that so much of this stuff is coming out of this bag, you do recognize it as a shoulder bag that functions as a Hewart's handy haversack.
Excellent.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the earliest things that this group actually came across.
It's on my back right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good with the dagger rapier combo deal there. Akira will let you all sort through the rest. They're more concerned with more attempts on their life, and is Luca and his family safe as well? So they're kind of thinking about all of this and processing.
I guess since it's pertinent, what did we get from Girly Pop with the hole in her head?
Two holes.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
we already.
Two.
Oh, did we already go over that?
Oh no, we didn't. No, we didn't. We just took it.
Oh,
off.
yeah. No, you took all their stuff.
We took all our stuff, but we didn't go over all of it.
Yes,
Double
indeed.
tap.
All right, then I need to make sure to get that too. I will make sure. Just a second.
Oh yeah, you guys go with Olo taking the feather token, the teddy. Oh, not teddy. The you know what I mean. The
The necklace. The
Yeah.
necklace.
Oh, you know what?
So there's all that.
I'll identify that. I'll identify the necklace. I am also
Oh,
good at
Oh, yeah,
it's
It's
Don't
like,
think
what
he
is
wants
it?
to know
In a
what the
box.
fuck that dagger
What
did.
does it do?
That's all he wants to know.
so
What is that? What?
It's a rock in a box.
Oh, a rock in the.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's,
But-
so
but it's a-
fly
it's a non-
444.
Yeah, it's a basically a rock familiar that you can conjure one time, and it can only go
Oh.
so far. It can't
Olo
attack.
should have that.
Yeah, it can't attack, but it can carry y'all a significant
Olo should
distance
have
before it
I
crashes.
was thinking
Like-
about saving it for Avernus when we all eventually go there, you know, just in case.
Nice. You know, it might be a nice way to get fucking moving. As one does.
Yeah, I think we should give that to Olo.
You said rock in a box, and I knew you meant rock as in like bird, but I just like thought of a rock in a box, and then like you get to summon a rock, and then it
Alright.
just cool summon the rock one time.
I cast brick.
Bearded, you are not the only one.
Sorry,
I
which,
waited for the description before assuming anything.
I
which
cast
item are we
brick.
talking about?
The
necklace.
Rock in a box?
Feather bird token, or the feather
Yeah.
token bird.
The feather token. Okay.
the token that was a bird, not just a feather fall
would-
token, but a
No,
very
for
specific
sure. I was
token.
just there was talk of rock in a box, and now the feather token. So I was like, is they a separate item or are they the same item?
Can't stop the rock, as it were.
Yeah, the feather token gives you the rock in the box.
The
The feather token is the rock in a box.
Is the rock
Yeah.
in the box? Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's
it
no
is the rock.
It's called the rock.
All right.
correct.
No one puts the
Because-
rock in the box.
Because if
Okay.
we use that to fly,
So for
if we use that to fly in and vanishes, I can wild shape into something big too and catch us all and keep going. You know.
So,
The fact
on
that it's also a stone makes it very meta.
yeah, on Lizzie, the things that you took off of her identify as the Thunderbus.
Yeah, we took the gun.
This one, the name of it is the Blunderbuss of the Lucidian, though you would look it up as Oceanic Blunderbuss.
Oceanic blunderbuss. I'm just gonna scoot that right over to the storm. You hold on to this until we can get it back to Mr. Derillo.
Her cape, her cape that she used to jump around, as some of you might have guessed.
Jump around.
Right. That was an oceanic. What now?
Oceanic Blunderbuss.
Blunderbuss. And that was the pistol.
No, that was the shotgun.
The pistol is the Thunder Bluffs.
Thunderbuss.
Oh, okay.
What
Yeah,
was the cape?
the cape was Cape of the Mountebank.
So an Exandrian blunderbuss. Yes.
Yes. And you can label that as the Blunderbuss of the Lucidian. It is a named weapon.
Okay. Let me just get to that real
That
quick.
cape is really
before we
cool.
list anything otherwise gun related.
The blade identifies as the pick and pocket.
Well, that doesn't sound self-explanatory at all.
It's pretty good. The ring, as she very truthfully attested, was one of her tickets out of here. It was a ring of feather falling. Her boots, with a cursory glance, you'd actually not even need to identify them. They are boots of striding and springing.
Oh, we've had these before.
I still have the parrot you gave me in my backpack.
Do those
Her
require attunement?
those do
Yes.
require
Yes.
attunement.
Yeah.
Her very fine headband is that of a hat of disguise.
Ooh.
God, I feel like an idiot. How do you spell disguise?
Like that.
Because there is a contract out on me, Akira would be interested in the headband or hat of disguise.
Requires
To
attunement,
just
doesn't it?
It does.
oh, does it?
Yes.
Never
Yeah.
mind. Never mind.
But yes. So otherwise, you did find very specifically Dorolo's bad news, and four bags of blasting powder that are 10 each. So 40 charges worth of blasting powder, and equally that many bullets to shell casings that she basically had scooped up a bunch of shell casings, a bunch of basically all the component parts, and she had kind of devised a device herself for packing it all. This odd kind of contraption with a lever that just kind of pressed in, and you figure out what you were hearing from the hallway before. She was putting stuff in, attaching stuff in, loading in some powder, loading in a little more powder, pack it down.
What kind of bullets?
Sorry.
Bullets that when assembled would become bad news bullets. She has already assembled 10 of them, and there are 40 more worth of assemblable bullets.
Quick question for
Ahoy.
Akira. Did Akira show visible interest in the hat or headband of disguise?
Yes, but I don't have the attunement.
No worries.
Right.
Micah is going to walk over to Akira. And Micah is going to reach into their pocket and pull out a small silver pin and is going to hand it to you.
Okay.
It's not as good as a hat of disguise or a headband of disguise. However, a mask charm can allow you to disguise yourself for about an hour a day. You can push it to 6 hours, but if you do, it becomes useless.
Gotcha. Well, thank you.
In case you need it. I'll be looking to get another one when I can.
Well, thank you, Micah. That was very nice. And Akira will pin it on their hoodie.
By the way, if nobody looked at the Mage Bane's poison, that shit's actually really fucking cool.
Mhm.
I did
Yeah, I
look
looked
at
at
it,
it.
and I was like, yeah, the Storm should have this. The Mage Slayer should have this. So
Because if I can hit somebody with that as they're trying to fucking teleport out,
I really wonder
Dude.
if I could get ingredients to replicate that shit, so you could make multiple.
I would
you-
let
can you reverse
the three of
engineer it?
you. Yeah, I would let the three of you try to make more of it.
Hmm.
And give me a day to learn Poisoner's Kit,
Ooh,
and I could help too.
excuse me.
Yeah, then there's 4 of us. Yeah. Oh,
This
that'd
is
be
when
so
we would
sick.
need we would need Teddy's other character, which I forgot the name of, the one who liked to make.
Oh,
potions.
Valneth.
Yeah, Valineth. Couldn't remember the name.
Yeah,
Valorant like to make potions. Shadow is the one who likes to make poisons.
Make poisons. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Nyack
Valorant
also
made-
like to make poisons.
Nyack also
Oh yeah,
played in
Nyack
poisons.
loved a good poison.
And I will be right back for a bio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Akira just kind of starts working. Oh, here, this is how I get the storyline of two-handed weapon fighting or two-weapon fighting. Is now I have these. They work. They work together. I'm gonna start practicing, of course.
Nice.
Like, that's first things first. Akira's gonna start. If we're out of danger and there's nothing else going on, Akira's going to go where they can find some space and start working with both blades.
Which does lead us into the rest of the 5 weeks or so, where on edge for probably the first several days, going back and forth, first making sure Dante doesn't tear everybody apart, keeping him in keeping baby in the corner for just one more night. But then being able to have quite a number of days to push forward. You're spending a lot of time with these weapons. You realize that in using them both, you might not be as efficient with other sets of two-handed weapons, at least as efficient. But the way that these things are weighted, the way these things cut through the air, they whistle when they cut through the air, especially together, almost making their own kind of music. You are very much able to start taking advantage of their features, as well as the two-weapon fighting style, which
Nice.
Which will let you add modifier damage to the offhanded damage. So without using a key point, what this ostensibly means is that without let me look at the blades again, just because they are somewhat complicated. There we go. So whirling weapons have finesse and light, and when you take the attack action, you can use a bonus action to make another attack with the same weapon. If you have, if you're holding a different whirling weapon in each hand and engage in two-weapon fighting, you can make one attack with each weapon when you use a bonus action in this way. So basically, you can attack normally. You can use the dagger's nick property to attack again, and then using your bonus action without using any key points, you can attack 2 more times between these two weapons. And you are just about as good with a dagger as someone is with a rapier. So if my memory serves, the weapon's a D8 or a D10 in your hand, a dagger.
I'll let you know in 1 second as I'm equipping them.
Yeah.
Equipping which items?
The whirling dagger and whirling rapier.
Okay, because I'm
yes.
just so everybody knows, I've been putting everything into my inventory to keep track of it, and deleting things as people say they want them. So that's why I'm asking.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Those of you who are particularly insightful realize that Shadow did not bring out the blade that Kieran was using. The long blade that Kieran was using. He did not.
Or any of the gold.
I mean, Micah does have an interest in checking out the pick and pocket.
Which is not, if I don't remember, or if I remember correctly, not attunement.
Right. Yeah, Micah would, if possible, Micah would probably pick that up and inspect it.
Excuse me.
Because I know out of character that Shade already has an item that does this, but better.
Who have we been
Shadow,
having
sorry.
identify these things?
Well,
I've been doing identifying, and you've done some identifying.
yeah, between
Mhm.
a couple of you that have access to the spell, and also spell slots.
I haven't used my identify yet. I get one per day for free.
And that's what I mean is y'all have several of them. You get, and that both gives you one a day for free, and then has it on your list that you can just burn
Yeah.
spell slots on. That's why
I
I'm
can
not.
ritual.
That's why I'm not worrying about the nit and picky of it all.
Yeah,
I can
so-
ritual cast it as well
So
as a
I
cleric.
think
Oh,
Micah
yeah.
would pick up the pick and pocket and do the identification on it. And after the identification, Micah is going to try something with the pick and pocket.
Oh yeah.
Micah is going to crouch down, holding the dagger in one hand, closing their other hand, and holds the dagger forward and turns it as if you were unlocking a door.
Is
As you do, a large piece of something drops out of the air.
What is it?
It's a thin rod, kind of short. Taking a little time to kind of compare it to things. It's made out of the same metal as bad news.
Is it the firing pin?
And Eredrin being able to get in there and tinker real fast. In fact, it is the firing pin for bad news.
Micah absent-mindedly tosses it to Eredrin.
Okay.
Here you
cool.
I think the storm has bad news. Because Akira gave all the guns and shit to the storm, right?
Okay, then whoever has bad news, Micah would toss it to them.
I mean, if you want to go with the original, it might be smart to keep bad news and bad news' firing pin on separate people, however.
I mean, out of character, I disagree. I think we should have it fully assembled in case we need it, and you probably intend to return it, right?
I
Yes.
fully intend to return it, yeah.
Akira
we should
gave
return it intact.
Akira gave all the guns to the storm, explicitly saying, "We will get these back to Mr. Derulo."
So, yeah, Micah will just... Well, I think Micah would toss it to Eredrin because Eredrin seemed to, like, recognize it. So Micah tosses it to Eredrin. I'm assuming Eredrin would probably give it to the storm.
Yeah, or, since we're going with the assembly route, I can just go ahead and crack that baby open and assemble it. By the way, is anyone taking the Cape of the Mountebank? Because I know, Olo, you were interested in it. If you want it, go for it. Please speak now.
Oh, the cape?
I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
the storm's also
Oh,
kind of
no,
interested in it, but-
I was just looking at the cape for one of you guys. I'm pretty good, man. Like I got the rock. I got a stone.
You're
I'm
getting
good.
more out of this, don't worry.
Nah, it's fine. Like I don't mind, man. Whatever you want to divvy out. You know, to be fair, looking at the Moonsteel dagger, it just maybe I probably would never use it, but just in case D went over the edge.
I was gonna
You
say,
know.
it's a
Anyway,
great item.
that dagger.
It makes you return to your true form.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Based on a save if you're frightened of it.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
So it's just in case D goes overboard. I'd just be like, sun's getting real low. Look at my dagger. Look at this. You know.
Other problem is it could jump you at a wild
shape. Yeah, that's the other downside. Sugar. Okay, maybe someone else should take that one.
that's
I just can't see Olo
right?
using a blunderbuss. That'd be hilarious.
We'll be returning that as well, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
Well, actually, that was
Well,
that
no,
was
yeah.
that was crafted by her. That's not technically Percy's.
It's very fair. And technically, we have an artificer. I'm joking. I don't want the
Heck.
guns.
The Storm has wanted a gun, and you know who else wants a gun above table? Fucking Corfell wants a gun.
Well,
Did
there's
Corfell
several.
really get a gun, Justice?
Corfell should absolutely have a gun. Yes.
He's old enough.
Exactly.
He's at least 14 in some states.
I like how
The
that
gun went off.
What are years like in the other states where he's not 14?
Jeremy.
Sorry.
The gun did go off, right?
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, okay. Corfell is aware.
Corfell is aware.
Well then, I guess... Shit. I'll take the cape then. If no one
I
else
do have a
wants it.
quick question. This Moonsteel dagger, Jeremy. Do you think Dante would know whether or not the Blood Hunter Guild would have use of it?
The dagger?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Shifter Bane.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking
That can
emergency
be
type.
that's what I mean is that can be useful for a lot of things.
Okay, cool.
By the way, I reassembled Bad News. Is there anything I need to roll for that? I guess.
You know what? Yeah, Tinker Tools.
Sounds good.
All right, fine. Storm gives the pieces back to Erigen for him to reassemble.
I wasn't asking. I was doing it.
Crunchy.
Well, they were handed to the
Yeah,
Storm.
yeah, it's
You'd
true.
have to
Yeah.
pry them out of his hands. Good luck.
Okay,
So-
cool. If anyone here could do it, it would be. Anywho, to my point.
Yes.
Yeah, rocking and a rolling.
Yeah, I don't like that. We're putting a side bolstered knack on that.
Okay.
Well, maybe Dante could use the boots of jump and striding. Just imagining Dante jumping like 3 times the fucking length he can normally jump with a big ass longsword. Sounds badass. I don't know.
That's not what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about him wearing that and jumping onto the roof of something.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, nothing can get away with you. Nothing can get away from you. I mean, like, you know, it'd be pretty fucking cool.
Eridrin, with
That would be
that,
kind of cool.
with that taking a part of it and kind of having to look around and kind of realizing the whole mechanism of the trigger and how it does what it does and hearing it click in a weird way and kind of being able to identify that, oh, okay, so it goes over here, and getting into that mechanism, you start becoming a touch more familiar with the whole gun thing.
If you think Airdrinish is not taking notes on how every single piece of this is working together, think again.
Oh yeah, and then getting it set in there and put in from the inside, and reassembling it is really the bark up the ass of it all, because getting it apart is still a barely functioning thing. The bad news, even 20 years in, but it's functional. But making sure the whole puzzle of it really gets back in together, it's hard, but you push through with it and get it back together, and you're pretty sure it'll fire.
And we could test it.
Sure, I'll give it a shot. I was the best shot with it after all.
You were the only one who shot it.
You really weren't. No, it was the best shot.
Oh, no, you weren't. No, you weren't.
Can we not shoot this thing while we're however many thousand feet in the air?
That's
We
the
do
best
have
way
a
to
fix
shoot.
this
Go
mode
on,
too,
Nick.
you know.
This big barrel, long barrel rifle.
And like under a deck with no. Let's
No,
not-
I'm going up on the top deck with it.
Well,
maybe wait until we land.
Corfell needs to see this thing. He's a smart guy.
And I haven't gotten to see it either. I want to see this. And while I say that, I start walking up while taking apart the Thunderbus now. And just like looking at this thing now.
Well, you realize the Thunderbus...
I don't hand that over.
Well, you realize the Thunderbus itself actually doesn't have all the same mechanisms to it. In the way that, like, the bad news is a bolt action rifle, and it requires all this, the putting in the bullets and all of that. It can store a few in there at a time. The blunderbuss of the Lucidian has those charges that you basically have to drop in the front and spark and fire. It has mechanism to it. The Thunderbus, it's much smaller.
Don't hand it off.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you can see what you can see from the outside.
I might later.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What I'm saying is, it's
Why don't you want to hand it off?
It's not pertinent right now.
Yeah, it's much smaller caliber.
We have 5 weeks.
It's
Dude,
chill. Daddy, chill. So, yeah, you can see that the inner barrel of it is quite small, and almost like it'd be impossible for a bullet, at least any of the bullets you've ever seen, to go in there. But when hand is on the grip and finger on the trigger, right at the back, there is a glowing white blue that kind of ignites when it's being held, and the trigger is at least being barely touched. And, well, I'm assuming you don't discharge it in here. So taking it up to the top deck, you just firing it off out into the universe, or...
Oh, can't hear you, Justice.
I was muted. Yeah, it's sort of just firing off into the ether, unless I see a bird. Then I might try to shoot the bird.
Hey! I will definitely try and polymorph him if he's going to shoot a bird. He's turning into a snail.
All right, make a perception check to see if you see a bird to get you polymorphed into a snail.
Potentially polymorphed into a snail.
Polymorphed into a snail.
Oh, you're getting all of my level 4 spell slots.
Yeah, no, you do not see a bird, in fact. You are
Mage
quite,
player
you
with
are quite
mage
high.
poison.
It's part of my oath, guys. No.
Anyway, yeah, so just firing off into the ether then, since I don't see a bird.
Given that Akira was unaware that you were about to do this, they're at this moment making their rounds about the, working out, running laps around the ship. I'm pretty sure that that's going
we talked about this in front of everybody. I don't think we.
No, I wasn't there when you guys decided. Like Moon was there and heard it all. Akira has been up training while you guys were messing around with the guns.
Oh, well, you're down in the bottom deck with us, so we can't tell that.
Yeah, I went up. Yeah, I'm saying like you guys were down there. Akira was up top running around.
Right, I'm just talking about the physical location of your token, and I never say you left. So that's why I'm confused.
Oh, no, I just assumed that this was another day, that we had moved to a different day.
No, this is same day, same moment. Like,
same moment. Okay, then never mind. I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
I had described your training continuing. That makes sense why you got confused.
Yeah, I got confused because he told we just pretty much did my 5 weeks, so I thought we were.
Sorry.
I thought we were a couple days forward. Yeah, so I thought we were a couple days forward. So my fault.
So yeah, go ahead and just roll a d20 then.
Well, then Akira's egging you on. Then Akira's egging you on. Shoot it.
Oh no.
Oh God, no.
All right, I just got to double check something real fast.
Wait.
Wait.
Oh, he's about to be on his ass.
No, I'm about to break the fucking gun.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Do you have an answer for that?
Oh, you misfire. Oh my god.
Yes. Yes,
Buy
I
him an
do.
advantage.
What do you do?
I use my clockwork cord amulet and I take a 10.
Okay, so it clicks, and you have a second where you're like, did it fucking? And then you hear the spark, and you hear the fuse click, and you're like, oh fuck! And you aim up, and the sound of cannon fire, you can tell, isn't a stranger to this boat. It has several large cannons, but it's that noise coming from such a small thing in comparison. It fires off, and the bullet kind of catches some of the clouds and like does a tears through the cloud and leaves a trail.
As a note, he has fired this thing before, so
Yeah.
he does like take a knee and like fully
Yeah.
brace himself.
Yeah, that's what I meant by like you had fully braced yourself, you were ready to go, and then it like click, didn't fire, look, hear the spark, and then just quickly put it back together, or quickly put your shoulder back into it.
Yeah.
Just imagine you shoot it and it just flies off. Like it just goes that way. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, misfires can suck, but yeah, this thing is in fact firing and is in fact good to go. Micah completely heading off one of the complications that I was going to hold on to for a while, but no.
What's that?
I said Micah completely heading off one of the complications I was going to hold on to for a while, but no.
Yeah, finding the little dimensional pocket with the firing pin was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I had Micah cast an identify.
Uh-huh.
Because I, out of character, knew that was a thing, but with an identify, Micah in character would know what to do with it.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, anybody who casted the identify on it would have, and we would have identified it. But yes,
Of course, yeah.
yes.
It's packed and it's holding. What is it packed? What is it holding? I mean, you could have done it and done it somewhere else, and the pin might have fallen and you didn't see it. But no, you were in a place. You were in the right place, right time. But yes, and so that does bring me to where I was headed in the first place, which was that Akira, in fact, was planning on using the 5 weeks to become particularly familiar with how it do with those blades.
Yes.
I'll just start going round the table, as it were. So, Erdrin, what would you be spending your 5 weeks on?
Yeah. So primarily crafting stuff.
Crafting what? What are you working on?
I don't know if we finalized the ring that we were initially working on for Dante, or the circlet, whatever it was. If we did not finalize on that, continue to work on that. If we have finalized work on that, starting work on the edits to my axe that we talked about. And maybe
my brain is missing stuff.
Weren't we
Okay.
gonna reverse engineer the boomerang thing from Storm's thingy, Bobby?
That's right. That was the thing.
I
That was
vaguely
another
remember
thing to
that.
do.
I was like, because
Yeah.
the circlet was an idea to do the wisdom thing, but he's already got hella wisdom.
Yeah.
So
No, but we still said there would be things we could do with
Oh,
an
possibly,
item.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what that item would look like. But
Jeremy, I
doing
bet.
crafting, whatever we finish, we finish. Like the boomerang, or the returning aspect of the weapon, and time on my axe if I have time, and if handed the weapon, I would like to spend a day on the guns. Just messing with them.
You would be permitted to mess with the Thunderbus and the other one of the Lucidian Ocean.
No, I've already deconstructed Bad News. I don't care about that one anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's more just that, like, Bad News is, he let you put it together so that we could hand it to Percival in one piece, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of you had the same objective. That and all right, I've seen it. Now I'm good.
Yeah.
But so for Eredrin, main thing there being the returning enchantment, that is something that you would have access to, and to see how much of your time it'll take, give us an enchanting roll.
I'm assuming intelligence, not strength here.
Would you
I
like
hope
some
so.
help?
What was that, Justice?
Would you like some help?
If you're offering.
Woo.
I mean, I helped put the returning enchantment on
brain-
Storm's Light. So.
brain
That is
on,
fair. Yeah, that is fair.
Brain
Yeah.
off, brain on, brain off, the brain.
All right.
Nailed
So
it.
at
Wait, what?
advantage.
What are we helping
I actually
with?
have proficiency and a +2 without the brain, so I would not put the brain
Awesome.
back
Fair
just
enough.
yet.
We're
Since
doing
it's
your
giving
returning
advantage.
aspect of steel.
I
Here.
was going to offer help, but Dante would have no idea how to do that.
So at advantage. That's already a 27. I want to see if I can get it to 30.
I love that for you.
Oh, guidance.
All right, so we're at 33.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot.
Let's get to
Storm
35,
also
everyone.
has guidance, though, so.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
36.
Oh, fuck.
And then what was the other thing?
My axe, I
Your-
guess.
Remind
Since we
me
don't
what-
really know what the.
And
What were
Uh,
your axe do?
Let me pull it up in DMs real quick, because I remember what it is, but I can't remember how I described it.
oh, Miss Clifton, Miss Clifton, Miss Clifton, Miss Clifton. You can't see me, but my hand is raised. Miss Clifton.
We were talking about. I'll just screenshot and throw it in Dice Soup because that's easy.
Similar to Storm's Light. That one is 40-foot range, right?
Storm's Light?
Yeah.
Throw range? I think it's different because I have throwing stuff.
Oh, that's right. That's why. Okay. Yeah, it's normally 2060, right?
Yeah, 2060.
Distance
So
ranges are 40-80.
I was kind of
okay.
hoping to steampunk my axe in a way. Make it kind of like that Child of Thanos dude.
What were you trying to get out of it? Is
Yes,
like-
of course. I was hoping to put some sort of charge on it to be able to like launch the head out, bring the head back, like I guess steampunk it a little bit.
similarly enchanted.
Yeah.
But with hurling the head out. Okay. Well throw me
Sorry, I made that
one more
really
crafting.
complex.
Yeah.
Why don't you just make it so that when you swing the axe and hit something, it also fires off like a 12-gauge shot or something?
Ooh, a gunblade.
I didn't even think about that.
I thought about it like a month ago. Jeremy, I do have one question.
Yo.
Do I have the two-hand weapon fighting trait feat? Like how was that
Okay,
something you're gonna work on?
What I put on there was the two weapon fighting style. So now if you tag
let
a
me
weapon
refresh.
if you tag the dagger particularly as dual wield, then any weapon that you are dual wielding will put the modifier, your ability modifier for the damage instead of just the dice.
Okay.
Because that's
Got
how
you.
it usually is.
Okay.
If you're two weapon fighting, usually you just get damage dice, no in your case dexterity modifier or strength. I guess you're stronger than your attack.
So that's something. Yeah, I'm both athletic and acrobatic, so they're like one off from each other, so it's fine. Well, the belt of strength obviously vaulted me way ahead. So
Yeah. Sorry, I had a kitten who was meowing at me, and actually meowing at me, and not other people. So she
Love
needed
that.
love.
Would I be able to do the gun along with the launching or attacking head, or would I have to choose one?
For now, choose one, and then we'll see what happens after that crafting roll.
Since it's pertinent on my mind,
you're
I'm going to
making a
start
gun
with the
blade. I'm
gun.
so jealous.
I'm
Okay.
going to start with the gun aspect.
Okay.
Starting off with a 26.
Love that for you.
Going with that. So we're up to 30. Yeah, so unless I have guidance, 30 it is.
Guidance, yeah.
Calling it in.
33, and just because I want to, I'm adding a +2 for myself.
Or do you want to just like hold on to a +2?
So it wouldn't make a difference, you're saying?
I'm just asking. Do you want to hold on to a +2 for something a touch more pressing?
Oh, that thing. I'll hold on to a +2 then. Sure.
Okay. Well, that thing and anything else that you can keep the +2 in the hopper is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so roll a d4 +1.
Of course. Oh, it didn't. 5.
Cool. Okay. So you end up with 2 barrels on either side of the axe and 1 in the head itself. To be able to load, and it will take you as part of a short rest to reload it, but
Of course. Yeah.
yes. So
I just saw that recently in a video one of my friends sent me. He sent me a video of this person in real life who made an axe that, like, when you swing it and it hits the log, it fires off a 12 gauge and splits the fucking log.
You know, there's historical basis. One of the British kings had a mace that was also a gun.
Love that.
For those of us who are addicted to Final Fantasy, this is like a gunbreaker's dream come true.
for sure.
But
But that being said, that does make it a lot harder for that head to fly off. So
Of course. Yeah, I get that.
that
I
was
get that.
part of why I asked what I asked and what you wanted to focus on and how.
I'll figure it out with a different weapon.
But yeah, no, it's easy. It's not like you lack for ranged options at your leisure. It's fine.
You can always do more.
But Jeremy, I want more. No,
See, but that's why it always gets worse, is because we always want more.
we always make it work. Wait, no, but
I keep my stuff simple.
As part of that, go ahead and reload your page officially. Go ahead and then go to the feat section, and you decide what of the crafting tools from the crafter feat that you want to be able to take if you don't already have them, how you want to organize those, etc. and so forth. Or if you
Sounds
want
good.
to reorganize those and reallocate the ones that you can change on rests and such.
Of course, yeah.
Sort your character as you will. Dante, what would you be working on over the 5 weeks? unless you are not there.
No, they're there.
I am muted.
Can't.
Aha!
Oh, no.
Nice.
They would probably just be testing out the new features of steel once that's sorted.
Oh yeah.
Probably just trying to figure out, like, kind of what's his name? The guy in Castlevania.
Dante. No, Alucard.
Yeah,
Alucard.
that one.
Yeah.
Kind of that
vibe. The other blonde vampire.
Yeah, that other one. Yeah, so he's probably just testing that out.
Yeah, it is one of those it's one of those things. Is that what you spend most of your time on, I guess?
Yeah, I think he's probably just more trying to get the skill down where if he was to throw it and it was to come back, that he'd catch it with the hilt, or if he has to catch it blade first, he does it without injuring himself, that sort of thing. He's trying to, like, practice.
Oh, yeah. Akira would definitely aid you in that. Like if they see Dante practicing, they are definitely going to like hop into that because they also want to get used to dual wielding. So they have the rapier and dagger out, pretty much sparring with you in steel.
Oh sure.
Oh.
And at first, you have that hesitation that just throwing it from inside, on the inside of the ship, realizing it'll go and then you could throw it and it'll fly back to you, or even just kind of boomerang it around the room, and maybe it bounces off something, or maybe it even sticks into something, but it comes back to your hand, and you eventually start getting brave enough to take it up on deck, where the walls are non-existent, and throwing out and seeing how far you can fling this blade.
Loses steel.
Don't say that. Don't jinx it, okay?
Testing the limits of it.
Mm-hmm.
And about 3 days in, you realize that you had gotten so used to the hunger that it had just drilled into the background. It had almost just become a part of your personality. And then, you were pretty comfortable for a few days, and just a few days into it, realize, that I actually feel the hunger again.
I actually think while he's playing with, while he's messing about with steel and learning how to do that, I think that'll probably be the first time he injures himself, because he's distracted by it. But good to know.
Yeah. This is where your charisma goes back down to 8. But focusing in and kind of driving through that and continuing and just throwing harder again. It does require strength to use, because it is a longsword and is in no way finesse. But you do end up over that time being considered a thrown arms master, where
I was gonna say maybe Doomerin actually helps with that, since he's used to.
Yes, exactly.
And is also
the coaching from one master to another, where you realize kind of how it works really, and with larger blades, some of the have scimitars and shit on you. You realize that even weapons that aren't particularly aerodynamic, you figure out how to throw them, pretty solidly, like 20 feet. And some of the, like, you have a You have great swords on hand that you can use. You can probably throw those about 15 feet pretty accurately, 30 if you really need to try.
I have a weird question to ask.
I keep it weird.
While Dante is doing this training and the storm is helping them with this, given that I now have the ability to kind of run along any surface while I'm moving, would we be able to work out a move where I, like Dante throws their sword where it's flat and I run across the blade and
Love
then
it.
continue going?
That's some
Love
anime
that
shit. I
idea.
love it. That's cool as
I
fuck.
mean, maybe.
Absolutely amazing.
There might be a time where that becomes necessary.
Or you can
Just
even kick it.
But,
so,
but
like
the
you can
last,
kick it
the
so
last
it's
part I was
faster,
going to
harder.
get to.
or
of the-
I can kick it to make it faster. Yeah,
Yeah.
like kick it to make it faster.
Similarly to other things that you have done, in fact, once upon a time.
Also,
But the
question.
last of those things, before I don't say it, the last
Yes.
of those things is, you start in mastering and being able to throw heavier weapons. It informs your use of smaller weapons that are made for throwing, daggers, and you start perfecting this style of being able to whip a dagger out and kind of have it go out in its usual arc out to 20 feet really accurately, but miss and it fly back to your hand. Light weapons that are meant for throwing, if you throw it to use it as a thrown weapon, as long as it has the arc to come back. It doesn't come back immediately, but like you could, with you having 2 attacks, throw a light hammer, throw a dagger, and them and back to your hands.
Ooh.
At the end of the turn. So yeah, you had a question though.
Yeah, my question. The hunger. Does he have to act on it?
Have to? No. It's just, again, it had just become so normal for you before that you didn't even it wasn't even like an active thought. But now that you have actually had a taste, had a given in where it wasn't battle, it was battle based, but it was different this time. The vampire side, really, because usually when you're in battle mode, it's the were creature that's in the driver's seat, and the were lion, and it doesn't have the same bloodlust technically. It needs to feed, but its need to feed is different than the vampire half. But now that the vampire half has been really satiated for just that moment, you just it's an itch, and you can leave it unscratched. But
I don't think he'll act on it, but I do think that after that 3rd day, people who are interacting with him more probably notice he's more distracted than he usually is.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the question because I was the bitten one. With all this training and working with each other, and with this thing going on, are you having? And I'm asking above table. Maybe you could answer. Is Dante having any? Because it's Akira, because they've tasted Akira's blood, we're working out, blood pumping, all that type of stuff that vampires experience.
I don't think it's necessarily that specifically. I think it's
Okay.
more of a, oh, I've tasted blood. Oh shit, wait, that's a thing. I forgot about that kind of shit.
Okay. As long as it's like that, okay, cool.
Yeah. It's not, oh look, food.
Well, hey, I snacked on you before, and part 2.
It's definitely scratching your brain. You don't feel any compulsion to act on it beyond the regular compulsion of, damn, I'm hungry. That smells good.
Yeah, so he probably it probably crosses his mind, like vaguely, and then he probably feels really bad about it, but it's not like he's actively thinking about it.
Good, because Akira's a hugger. So I want.
I wouldn't hug him right now.
Staring
Akira's
at
a hugger
everyone's
and a
neck
fighter.
ominously.
Struggle, snuggle.
You might get more than you bargained for.
No, that's the Storm's thing. It's struggle snuggle.
Indeed.
Oh, trust me, Dante's very good at that, especially underwater.
Oh dear.
All right, Knock is out. Is Doomerin doing anything in particular?
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
There are a number of things I would like him to do. Firstly, he is, helping Dante with the throwing stuff. Also, if Dante is up to it, since, he has a very controlled rage compared to most barbarians, he would be trying to go over, like, basically self-control exercises and, like,
Therapy.
kind of.
Wait.
Just like
I'm sorry.
talking about the glory of Cord and how it's helped him center himself in his rages, and
I need full clarification.
maybe that might help you in your transformations, in centering your mind and keeping control over yourself, and not flying off the handle.
Religious therapy. Gotcha.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to say this because it's too funny. You're going up to Dante and talking about control while he's actively slightly losing his mind over the idea of blood right now.
it might be that, like, because he's kind of a wise dude. He's not super wise, but he has some wisdom. So might be picking up on that a little bit. But also, yes, that is what he's doing.
I mean, he'll listen, but I can't promise
Especially
nothing.
since he knows that there is another full moon cycle during this trip.
Oh Lord.
So
No comment.
yeah, that's
All
the
the
thing.
comments.
But also, he would be really being focused on his brewing of that new intoxicant,
dragon
I
thing.
guess. Yeah, the dragon's blood ale.
Ooh. Well then, go ahead and let's have a roll about that.
And just to be clear on ingredients,
Yeah.
it is the dragon's blood. And I did mention it at the time, and I don't know if it was remembered. He did cut a portion of the dragon's tail for keeping this in.
Yes, I was going to ask where you were keeping it in, but I do remember you mentioning that.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's keeping it in that to ferment, and it's the dragon's blood, and it is a potion. I've already subtracted it from my stuff, but it's a potion of greater healing.
Okay.
In addition to some antitoxin he's purchased in the past.
Okay.
And there it is, the smoked wildwood chips, of which he still has 2 pounds of. He's adding a pound of that.
Okay. Putting some real work into it.
I know this is brewing and not alchemical, but could I give at least a half help action if no one has the ability to fully help?
Well, it's funny that.
It's technically a poison, isn't it, Micah?
I mean, alcohol is a poison, so I mean,
It's
alcohol
true.
is
It's
poison.
true.
alchemical supplies could work.
But
And I just took that one.
But yes, so taking that time to do, and people helping, people doing stuff together, you will find yourself the proud new owner of the chef feat.
There is one thing I would like to do with the storm in particular.
Yeah, give us a minute though. I was trying to see if Knock was coming back, but doesn't look like Knock is coming back. No, had to dad. Okay. I'll double check with him before next session to see how he's spending his time. Then, Micah, is there something that you're gonna focus in on during that time besides just ship work?
Well, I was going to say Micah will be doing ship work. The other thing that Micah would do is try to participate if they're doing training in the mornings, like Akira tends to do. Micah would participate to try to gather an understanding of how they fight. But for the most part, Micah is pretty quiet. Not really talking about themselves much. I don't have a particular crafting goal that they'd be working on.
Well, not even a crafting goal, but just like your own, things you're working on of yourself. But morning trainings, particularly then.
Yep.
Okay.
Trying to understand how they fight, analyzing the group, kind of watching them to see how they all interact, learning,
integrating.
Dante does not like this.
You wanted a brewing roll for that, though, right? Derek?
I do.
Okay. Guidancing myself.
As one does.
Was anyone able to give him advantage or no?
Yes.
I'll guidance you if
you had Eredrin that's spoken of.
And a D4.
Yeah.
I'm sure we have a +1 on the hopper, yeah?
We do. We have quite a few, in fact.
I'll definitely cash in a +1 just to hit that 20 mark.
All right. Not the 3 hours ago one. Let's burn the 21 days ago one. Thanks, Beardy. But yes, that does get it. That gets it started. And somewhere near the end of the journey, you are able to take a first satisfactory sip of your dragon's blood brew.
I gotta come up with a name with it. I was thinking it was Scarlet something.
Yeah, Scarlet something.
Scarlet
but
Citadel.
For Micah, the increase in your training, you're already fairly agile, fairly able to to do a lot of things pretty well, but it only makes you a better athlete, honestly, to go through this training, this heavier training on the daily, and the benefits from this that affect you at all are primarily the being able to hop up from prone using only 5 feet of movement, and the being able to make a running long or high jump after moving only 5 feet, getting the athlete feature. +1 to strength too, but that's literally the least important thing on your list.
Is that new athlete?
New
Oh,
athlete,
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Well, it's technically also old athlete. The only thing that they corrected wording on was actually giving you a climb speed equal to your speed, but that is not something that McEldrith, is that how did you pronounce it? McEldrith. That's not a thing that McEldrith has to worry about currently. They can already do that. They are what some would call a seal, sea, land, and air. Pretty good at all things. that does, certainly not least, bring us to Oladon. What would Oladon want to focus himself on during this time frame?
Besides raiding the pantry more than he already has, probably making potions and probably the odd prank on someone. Like there's one I really wanted to try on Dante, but they might see me. So in between brewing potions, like when they're just brewing and everything, I'm going to wild shape into a octopus and stick to the ceiling. But first, I'm going to call Dante downstairs, and then I'm going to hang upside down and wait for him to get in the door frame. And if he comes down, I'm just going to drop on his head and hang on.
Give us
just harmless.
Give us a stealth roll.
I suck at stealth, but it's just for shits and gigs.
By that time, you have a lucky.
That's actually not bad.
Can I roll with? I'm actively going to roll with disadvantage purely because I have just discovered that Storm is drinking something with blood in it next to him. Right, he's already having a mild mental break over it. Right, and now he's being pulled down into a hallway.
I'll just be like, "Hey, come down here. I need your help a sec," and just like climb up the wall.
Literally, just put your hand on the ceiling, turn into octopus, become part of ceiling. Okay, yeah. So, last but not least,
do I need to roll?
Probably.
Do I need to roll anything for this, or should I just automatic fail it?
Oh, see, for you. If you're giving yourself disadvantage, that definitely puts your past perception down to 15 instead of 20. So getting down there, Oladon, roll advantaged d20. If you have octopus there, you can roll an attack as an octopus with advantage.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, not giant octopus. No, not that one. Nope.
No, just the regular one. You wouldn't be able to hide that one on the ceiling. Gripped to the ceiling, your ass is still scraping the floor.
Oh, well. There was an 8 on that one, but the other one was... one more.
Yeah, it was advantage. Not stealth as an octopus, attack as an octopus. Okay, so yeah, you get up there and you're trying to get your timing right, and Dante's just moving frustratedly fast, and so you go to let go, but you were anticipating Dante coming down slower and more chill, but all of a sudden he's just like rushing through, just like what, and you what.
Puppies. I'll just look at my tentacles like help.
I do think
asking for uppies.
Yeah, I think Dante he'll just turn around and look at this octopus just wiggling its tentacles at him and kind of just, and then just picks them up. Maybe putting them on his shoulder or something.
Yeah, that's fine. It was just a stupid prank. It's just I got a few others, but nah, that's fine.
Others in a similar,
in between brewing, basically.
Others in a similar vein, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Everything involves either wild shape or spontaneously polymorphing someone, just because. Like I'll sneeze and do it, Okay. It's like chew polymorph, and someone just sniff.
Right. So as part of that, then I will say. You're working on several skills. Would that be approximately correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm having wherever I sleep. There's just going to be like a little lab set up for me there.
Well, things like stealth and watching people and.
Interpreting their emotions.
Interpreting their emotions and things.
Like insight. I don't know if he's insightful or not already.
So being alert? No, I don't.
Well, no. More gaining skills via the skilled feat. So,
definitely trying to be more like working on that stealth. as well. You know,
Yeah.
'cause, you know, pranking, you need to be a bit sneaky, and I'm a big blue boy, and it's a bit hard to be sneaky when you're a giant.
Indeed, and so we will call them stealth and insight and deception that you work on.
Mm-hmm.
So there, those are for you for your character journey. All right. For Shadow and for Knock, y'all, let's figure that out during this this break time. It's that time again. Go ahead. Waiting.
I would just like to add that Corfel is probably very interested in what Eredrin's doing with the guns.
I understand. That being said, that Corfel is just taking notes and then forgetting every day, as is kind of the way he knows he has to do.
Yep.
I mean,
But-
Eredrin will definitely share notes on the daily, like be like, "Hey, here's my amalgamation of Gith, Giant, Draconic, and Common."
Oh no,
notes.
Corfel's taking his own notes, but it's because it's the Corfel simulacrum that cannot learn very well. The only way he operates better than a normal simulacrum is the fact that Corfel Prime has such a fucking strong mind. A very keen mind, as some might say. So that's why he makes sure to take notes every day. That being said, I know a couple of you mentioned other things that you were going to talk about.
Yeah,
with
we
people during
even
the
if
downtime.
even if we don't do it.
I was gonna say we'll
this
get
week.
to it next week, but
Okay.
you wanted to do a thing.
Yes, Akira is going to pull the storm aside, away from everybody else, and say, "Let's talk to dear old dad, shall we?"
How ironic! That was
I was
something
gonna say,
Eredrin wanted
I was
to
saying,
do.
funny enough, I know that's something Eredrin wanted to do, so we can have a group chat with the orb next time as part of it. But I do want to tackle that one at the table.
I do have one thing Micah might be able to do during this time.
Okay, what's that?
So, suffice to say, with Micah's passive skills, Dante's discomfort does not evade Micah's perception. Right?
I mean, here, let me look real quick. No, it does not.
Isn't that more of like an insight thing?
Yes, that is a passive 25 insight.
Fair enough.
And my
enough.
Yeah, I
passive
only got
perception
21.
is even higher.
Yes, correct. Both of those things are correct.
Micah does in fact have the highest passive perception in Dice Soup.
Higher than
Yeah.
Shadow?
Yes.
Oh,
Present
Yes,
and
it is
previous.
higher than Shadow.
interesting.
So Micah will do something that, depending on how many people are paying attention, might... I don't know if it would set off alarms. That's not the right way to put it. So when Dante seems to be struggling, getting lost when there's, the blood in the drink around them, Micah very deftly comes in and has very charming conversations with Dante to distract them and pull them away from that.
Okay, interesting.
Like, whenever Dante seems to have that moment of struggle, Micah would just walk over and start to diffuse that.
Okay.
basically,
I'm
you
not
get
sure that's
tag
something you
team.
can really diffuse, though.
So you're basically getting tag teamed by Micah and the Storm on self-control lessons.
Micah
Even
would come over and just, I've got a couple of things I want to ask you about, right? You're lycanthrope, right? Yes? And just kind of like pull you aside away from where the drink is happening to get you
Okay.
away from that. So
Okay, I see.
That's more what Mike is trying to do.
So basically, lessen his discomfort, maybe not erase it completely. Okay, cool.
Right.
I love how you two are trying to
be
help him.
clear, to address your comment, he doesn't do it at the same time. Like, he doesn't drink the drink and talk to you about self-control. Like,
Well, that's why I asked.
That's
if you drank it
inconsiderate
in his
right there.
that is
presence.
incredibly.
Hey, you don't want to drink this.
You
Mike
don't
is-
have your brain on.
That
Jesus
is
Christ.
quite literally sitting
Micah
in
would
front of an
just be-
alcoholic with a rum and saying,
Yes.
so here's why
Micah
alcohol is
would
bad.
just take you. Micah would just be taking
what I was
Dante
thinking.
out of those situations and conversations where it could get tense for him. Micah would just kind of like pull you aside and say, "This thing," or
Okay.
"Hey, let's go do this," or
I have a
or "Let's
question
go,"
for Jeremy
or "Do you
now.
want to spar?"
I have a question for Jeremy now. How far away does he have to be to not be able to smell blood in that drink? I know we're on an airship and the wind is
Be
moving
like a
quickly,
shark.
You,
but still,
if you're below decks while he's below decks with it,
Indefinitely.
you smell it. If you
exactly.
go up for fresh air is fresh air.
Again, he's an
Yeah.
idiot.
Literally.
He's wise.
We can always go
He's
spar on the top
considerate.
deck.
He can
Yeah.
brew above deck.
Yeah, and he can brew above deck where it will waft off and not just make a cloud of delicious blood smell.
And he
Awesome.
Pure methane, yeah.
temperature.
To
so
be
that,
honest,
like, it doesn't spoil the brewing process and everything. Like,
Yeah, to be
like,
honest, I thought
technically
you
that
were
works.
brewing on the top deck. I never
Exactly.
assumed it was below deck anyway. I just assumed you were somewhere on the top of the ship doing it, just for the smoke, the fumes and
Yeah.
everything else. I just assumed you were top deck anyway. So
Smoke.
Yeah.
But-
I,
Solo's hot box
with
in the
all of that-
bottom. Like,
But yes,
I do think
mm,
when Micah offers to spar above deck, he will kind of see his eyes widen. He's like, "Oh my god, yes, please. I cannot be down here anymore."
this is why Dante gets another point stronger with that thrown weapon master. It works out his frustration, works out the itch.
Yep.
I hesitate to say addiction because, well,
You don't partake.
One note for Dante though, since Dante actively spars in this way with Micah, the way that Micah fights is very it's not a very loose fighting style. It's sort of stiff, mechanical almost, very tightly controlled.
Right.
And
I-
Micah
I-
does have other weapons other than a crossbow. Micah does pull out sickles to fight occasionally.
Fair. I think in this moment in time, I don't really think he's worried about the fighting style. He's more worried about the distraction. So he's kind of just attacking Micah ferally. He's not really thinking. He's just like, I must clash blades.
Well, it's something that after repeated fighting against, like, you'll probably pick up.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
but yes, with that, I did want y'all to be able to get that one out, but I have things I have to do, so I actually have to cut session. So we're going to cut off for this week, and we will pick this back up next week with both accounting for Knock and Shadow's things that they want to be doing during that time, and how they would like to possibly featurously improve their characters, and get to the conversation with Zelena Box. So, until next time, you know what to do. All the buttons. I don't know. Hit stuff.
Follow, like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications.
Oh no! Sean's supposed to go next. It goes Sean then
yes.
me.
That's right.
Yeah, but you didn't say.
I fucked it all up. I fucked it all up. Sean,
you threw the rhythm off. You threw the rhythm off. Black Lives Matter and trans rights are human rights.
As
Please
he was
remember
saying,
that kindness is free, and please, please, please keep going.
don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Check out the TikTok, Patreon, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Blue Sky, and here's hoping the rest of this flight goes well.
And Sanderson sponsor us, dude. We're doing Stormlight even sooner now. It's creeping up on us.
It's gonna fucking happen. I've been getting the emails. I'm so happy. There's gonna be a big fat box on my front porch here soon, and I'm just gonna cry and cry and cry.
So check out all this.
It is.
food, I think.
Everyone knows the lily of the valley, a sunburst of a dahlia of roses, sharp thorns. But the prettiest, sweetest of the flowers only grows on the farther shore. Sweet tart cherries and blackberries on the bush, bursting with nectar when the peel has been shorn. But the sweetest and most bountiful of orchards only grows on the farther shore. Till it go to the farther shore, that paradise to rest when your old heart can beat no more. We all go to the farther shore. We all go to the farther shore. Wild temptations haunt this earthly coil. Some may resist them, though others can't ignore. But the promises of pure imagination take us all to the farther shore. It must be everything that everyone was promised. It must be all that we could ever want and more. It must be better than the love we leave behind us. They only know on the farther shore. Till it go to the farther shore. This paradise to rest when this old heart can beat no more. We all go to the farther shore. We all go to the farther shore. I want to hear everybody, come on. Till I go to the farther shore. Till I go, now, yeah. Rest when this old heart can be no more. We all go to the farther shore. Let me hear you now. To the farther shore. Show a grin, wake the dead. Till I go to the farther shore. Till I go, now, yeah. Rest when this old heart can be no more. We all go to the farther shore. Let me hear to the farther shore. Let me hear your voices, everyone. To the farther shore. Sing it, everyone. To the farther shore. Thank you very much, everyone. In memory of a friend.